Chapter 739. Huang Family. The Huang family ship. Seeing the sudden appearance of the three giant ships, the beautiful woman's expression changed greatly. Her eyes revealed a trace of panic. She did not expect that they would encounter another big trouble after just surviving the crisis. The Huang family ship had appeared out of nowhere and surrounded them. Could there be a spy? A thought suddenly appeared in the beautiful woman's mind. She suspected that there was a spy on the Jiang family ship. Otherwise, the Huang family ship would not have appeared so suddenly. Geely, I did not expect your Jiang family to have such means to capture these two golden coral whales. However, these two golden coral whales were discovered by my Huang family first. We chased them all the way here. So, please return these two golden coral whales to my Huang family. A black-robed old man with slightly white sideburns and sunken eyes said in a domineering manner. He gave off a ferocious feeling. You are shameless. These two golden coral whales were clearly captured by my Jiang family. What does it have to do with your Huang family? The woman in white retorted angrily. You can't say it like that. However, if Miss Xinya agrees to marry young Master Zichin, these two golden coral whales will be my Huang family's betrothal gift. The old man in black put his hands behind his back and looked at the woman in white. Don't even think about it. I would rather die than marry that scum. The woman in white was so angry that her whole body trembled. She refused without hesitation. Miss Xinya, you should really consider I's proposal. This is the best result for you and the Jiang family. The old man in black did not care and said slowly. Second Elder Huang, your Huang family should give up. My Jiang family will never have a marriage alliance with your Huang family. Also, these two golden coral whales were captured by my Jiang family. Don't try to find some high-sounding reason to try and snatch them. Let me tell you, my Jiang family will never give these golden coral whales to you. The beautiful woman replied domineeringly. The source of her confidence was Yi Chanfeng, who was on the ship. Haha, this is not up to you. Second Elder Huang laughed loudly and said arrogantly, if your Jiang clan doesn't know what's good for you, then don't blame us for robbing you. How dare you? The beautiful woman said angrily. Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have the support of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. If you force the Jiang family into a corner, we will fight you to the death. Haha, it's a life and death struggle. With just you guys? Second Elder Huang laughed loudly and said, Geely, in this kind of situation, you still dare to threaten us. I have to say that you are naive. However, I'm really interested in you. If you're willing to be my woman, maybe I'll be in a good mood and spare you. Second Elder Huang said lecherously as he looked at the beautiful woman's body that was like a peach and exuded a mature charm. Xinya, go and beg young Master Feng to save us. Thinking of her own situation, the charming woman could only place all her hopes on Yi Chanfeng. Only he would be able to resolve her crisis. All right, the woman in white, Jiang Xinya, bit her lips and turned around to run towards the cabin. When she turned around, the woman in white was suddenly stunned. She saw Yi Chanfeng, whose body was as straight as a steel spear and whose eyes shone with rays of starlight, appear at the entrance of the cabin and slowly walk towards her. Young Master Feng, seeing Yi Chanfeng take the initiative to appear, Jiang Xinya's white and tender face revealed a look of joy, and she couldn't help but cry out in surprise. Don't waste time. Let's go back to Xinyue Island. Yi Chanfeng came to the deck and glanced at the three Huang clan ships with a sharp gaze. He released his soul force to form a giant hand that covered the sky and directly grabbed the huge corpse of the golden coral whale. He then put it into a spatial ring with a large capacity and said indifferently, Who are you? When Second Elder Huang saw Yi Chanfeng condense a gigantic hand to grab the golden coral whale, he was stunned by the scene before him. His eyes widened as he revealed a look of horror. You don't deserve to know who I am? Yi Chanfeng said domineeringly with his hands behind his back. Brat, I advise you not to be arrogant. Offending my Huang clan is the same as offending the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. If you don't want anything to happen, then don't meddle in other people's business. Otherwise, the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance will make sure that you won't live to see tomorrow's sun. Seeing Yi Chunfeng's shocking strength, Second Elder Huang had no choice but to use the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance to pressure Yi Chunfeng. Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. Yi Chunfeng revealed a strange expression and said slowly, I don't want to bully you. If you can use the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance to deal with me, then I'll wait. How dare you look down on the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance? Do you believe that I won't immediately open fire and destroy your ships, sinking your corpses into the sea? Sigh, looking at the domineering and stubborn Second Elder Huang, Yi Chunfeng sighed softly. 3 balls of dual polarity, ancient heavenly water shot out from his fingertips. Like jumping elves, they flew towards the 3 Huang clan ships in 3 different directions. Crack, crack, crack. After breaking through to the half-step combat Beast Emperor realm, Yi Chunfeng could unleash the strongest attack of his 3 heavenly spirits. The 3 balls of dual polarity ancient heavenly water hit the 3 Huang clan ships and immediately emitted a chilling aura. Like a surging cold wave, it quickly froze the 3 ships. In less than 4 breaths of time, the 3 ships were frozen by the dual polarity ancient heavenly water. Second Elder Huang and the others, who had turned pale with fright and could not dodge in time, were also frozen into ice sculptures of different shapes. However, although Second Elder Huang's group was arrogant, they didn't deserve to die. Therefore, Yi Chunfeng didn't kill them and only froze them into ice sculptures to torture them for a while. So powerful. Witnessing this unbelievable scene, the charming woman and the others were deeply shocked. Their minds went blank, and they didn't dare believe what they were seeing. All right, don't be in a daze. Let's set off for Xinyue Island. Yi Chunfeng urged softly as he looked at the dumbfounded woman and the others. Young Master Feng, my Jiang clan will never forget your kindness. The charming woman and the others regained their senses and looked at Yi Chunfeng with reverence. They bowed deeply to him and thanked him from the bottom of their hearts. They immediately ordered their ships to set off for Xinyue Island. Madam Jiang, I have a few questions for you. I hope you can answer them. After returning to the cabin, Yi Chunfeng gave the universe ring containing the golden coral whale to the charming woman and said slowly, Young Master Feng, please ask. The charming woman said respectfully, I want to know about the current situation of 3 Stars Island and Xinyue Island. Yi Chunfeng slowly asked. Right now, 3 Stars Island and Xinyue Island are under the control of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. It can be said that the 2 islands have been unified by the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. The charming woman didn't know about the relationship between Yi Chunfeng and Mo Yuyan, so she explained in detail. Then does your Jiang clan have any enmity with the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance? Yi Chunfeng continued to ask. No, the charming woman shook her head and said, My Jiang clan originally had no contact with the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance, nor did we have any enmity. The reason why the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance was hostile towards us was because my Jiang clan had a close relationship with the number 1 power of Xinyue Island, the Mystic Moon Sect. After the destruction of the Mystic Moon Sect, my Jiang clan was implicated. However, my Jiang clan and the Huang clan do have enmity that can be traced back to 1,000 years ago. The ancient Ink Merchant Alliance used this relationship to instruct the Huang clan to deal with us. Right now, my Jiang clan's power is being nibbled away by the Huang clan. My husband was also ambushed not long ago and was heavily injured. The ancient Ink Merchant Alliance even cheated and put on a show with the Huang clan, causing my Jiang clan to owe them 10 million mid-grade soul crystals for no reason. The charming woman continued to talk about her tragic experience. Then what do you plan to do from now on? Yi Chunfeng's expression didn't change as he asked, making it impossible for others to see through his inner thoughts. Right now, I only want to heal my husband's injuries and repay the mid-grade soul crystals we owe the Huang clan. After that, I will leave Xinyue Island, stay away from the conflict, and live out the rest of my life in peace. The charming woman took a deep breath and said, Young Master Feng, you are very resourceful. I wonder if you can help my Jiang clan safely leave Xinyue Island. As long as we can safely leave Xinyue Island, I am willing to do anything to repay you. Jiang Xinya suddenly knelt on the ground and begged. AI, all right. I will accompany you on a trip to Xinyue Island. Yi Chenfeng looked at the kneeling Jiang Xinya and sighed softly. He really wanted to know what had happened to the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance in the years that he had been away. He also wanted to know if this hidden chess piece that he had left in the North Sea was worth supporting. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 740. The gentle breeze, the waves, the misty clouds. Young Master Feng. Xinyue Island is just ahead. Have you been here before? Jiang Xinya, who was wearing a light yellow silk dress and had light makeup on her face, stood on the deck. She pointed at the faintly discernible Xinyue Island in the distance and introduced it to Yi Chenfeng, who was beside her. She was trying to get closer to him. I've been here before. Although Jiang Xinya, who had deliberately dressed up, was very beautiful and gave off a youthful aura, compared to Yu Nikhang, Shui Hanyan, and the other girls, there was still a large gap. Yi Chenfeng slowly said as he looked at the approaching Divine Moon Island. Young Master Feng, you've been to Xinyue Island before? Jiang Xinya asked in surprise. Yes, I came here once a few years ago. Yi Chenfeng nodded. He didn't tell Jiang Xinya that the changes in Three Stars Island and Xinyue Island were all because of him. About 2 hours later, the Jiang family ship entered the busy harbor of Xinyue Island. Because the Huang family spy on the ship was easily caught by Yi Chenfeng, the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance, and the Huang family didn't know of his existence. The golden coral whale was too large, and its flesh couldn't be preserved for a long time. The beautiful woman ordered people to cut off the golden coral whale's flesh and dug out its demon core and demon heart. She then started selling them in the harbor. The news of the Jiang family selling the golden coral whale in public attracted a lot of attention and quickly reached the ears of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance and the Huang family. What? You said that the Jiang family caught 2 golden coral whales this time? A middle-aged man wearing a dark golden robe with cloud patterns frowned and whispered. He had an obvious scar at the corner of his left eye and was hugging a beautiful woman with messy hair. This middle-aged man was the last remaining Grand Elder of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance, Mo Gu's last disciple, Mo Song. Relying on Mo Gu's superior position in the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance, he successfully became the new Island Lord of Xinyue Island. Yes, it's true. The ancient Ink Merchant Alliance's spy said respectfully, the Jiang family is now selling the skin and flesh of the golden coral whale at the harbor. I didn't expect them to be so lucky. They actually caught 2 golden coral whales in the vast North Sea. Mo Song's eyes flickered with an ominous glint as he ordered, inform Patriarch Huang to make a trip to the Jiang family and bring me the demon cores, demon hearts, and coral horns of the 2 golden coral whales. Yes, Island Master. I'll go find family head Huang now. With that, the spy from the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance swiftly left. Island Master Mo, don't bother with the hateful Jiang family. Let her give you a massage and relax. The pretty girl with delicate cheeks and watery eyes placed her seductive red lips beside Mo Song's ear. She breathed out a breath of hot air and said softly, "Haha, let me give you a massage." Mo Song snickered and picked up the charming woman with misty eyes. Then, he quickly walked to the back of the hall. Madam Miss Stewart Hua, you're finally back. When the charming woman and her entourage returned to the Jiang family manor, the Jiang family immediately went out to welcome them. The atmosphere was very lively. Young Master Feng, you must be tired. I'll ask Xinya to bring you to the guest room to rest. The charming woman didn't dare to neglect Yi Chenfeng and said respectfully, I'm not tired. Bring me to see family head Jiang. Maybe I have a way to heal his injuries, Yi Chenfeng said slowly. He had a good impression of the intelligent and kind woman. Then I'll have to trouble young Master Feng. The charming woman was overjoyed. She personally brought Yi Chunfeng to the courtyard where family head Jiang Zhong was recuperating from his injuries. As soon as Yi Chunfeng entered Jiang Zhong's room, he immediately smelled the glaring smell of medicine. Jiang Zhong, who was as thin as a match, had withered yellow hair and an extremely weak vitality, was soaking in a medicine barrel. "You're back." This is seeing Jiang Xinya and her daughter come in. Jiang Zhong's deathly pale face revealed a rare expression. He looked at the unfamiliar face of Yi Chunfeng and asked, "Father, young Master Feng is here to heal you. My mother and my lives were saved by young Master Feng." Jiang Xinya simply told her father about her experience at sea. "Your Excellency's great kindness." Cough, cough, cough. Family head Jiang, don't say anything first. If you really want to thank me, wait until I heal your injuries first. Yi Chunfeng looked at Jiang Chong, who was coughing up large amounts of blood. He walked behind him and extended a finger. He tapped Jiang Chong's Dasui acupoint and released a powerful amount of soul force into his body. After about 10 breaths, Yi Chunfeng withdrew his finger from the Dasui acupoint and said slowly, "If I'm not wrong, the most fatal thing about family head Jiang is not his injuries, but a colorless and odorless poison in his body." "Poison? Young Master Feng, you're saying that my father is poisoned?" Jiang Xinya's face changed as she nervously asked, "Is the poison in my father's body serious?" Yi Chunfeng nodded and said yes. The poison in family head Jiang's body has already entered his bone marrow. That's why his injuries are getting worse by the day. If it weren't for the medicine he was soaking in to restrain the poison, he would have died already. "Then, young Master Feng, do you have a way to save my father? If you can save my father's life, I'm willing to repay you with everything I have." Although Jiang Xinya was a little unruly, she was still very filial. Knowing that Jiang Zhong's life was in danger, she immediately knelt on the ground and begged, "I'll try my best." Yi Chunfeng waved his right hand and released a strand of soul power. He lifted Jiang Xinya up from the ground and pressed his hand on Jiang Zhong's back. He said, "Family head Jiang, the process of expelling the poison will be a little painful. Bear with it." "Thank you for your trouble," Jiang Zhong weakly said. "Death flame heavenly fire, refine." Yi Chunfeng's mind moved, and the death flame heavenly fire entered Jiang Zhong's body through his palm. Like a slender fire snake, it burned away the poison in Jiang Zhong's body. Yi Chunfeng's control over the death flame heavenly fire was very precise and didn't hurt Jiang Zhong's body. However, the process of refining the poison was still very painful for Jiang Zhong. It was so painful that his entire body twitched and spasmed. Just as the pain in Jiang Chong's body grew stronger and stronger, to the point where Jiang Chong was hovering between life and death, Yi Chunfeng retracted the death blaze heavenly flame that had entered his body. He took out a heaven-ranked soul pellet and handed it to the beautiful woman. "The poison in Jiang Clan Head's body has been removed. This soul pellet is for you. Melt it in warm water and feed it to him over 10 days. "Thank you, young Master Feng." After seeing Yi Chunfeng's amazing strength, the beautiful woman firmly believed in him. She held the heaven-level soul pill in her palm, as if she had received a precious treasure, and thanked him continuously. "Well, there's some bad guests. Let's go out and meet them." Yi Chunfeng had just expelled the poison in Jiang Zhong's body. His powerful soul sensed that there were bad guests. He said slowly, "Bad guests." Hearing Yi Chunfeng's words, the beautiful woman and others immediately guessed who had come at this time. They immediately ordered people to take care of Jiang Zhong and followed Yi Chunfeng to the gate of the mansion. They saw the Huang family head and others who had broken the gate arrogantly and rudely. They were emitting a fierce aura and had injured several Jiang family guards. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 741. Huang Jinfeng. What is the meaning of this? Why did you destroy my Jiang family's gate and injure my guards? Looking at the arrogant and unreasonable people of the Huang family, the beautiful woman's expression became extremely ugly. She reprimanded them without any trace of politeness. Geely, I heard that you caught 2 golden coral whales this time. The Huang family head, Huang Zhenfeng, ignored the angry gazes of the beautiful woman and the others. He ordered someone to bring an armchair from the Jiang family and sat in the front yard. He looked at Ji Li's voluptuous body with burning eyes and asked slowly, "So what if I did?" Ji Li glared at the lawless Huang Zhenfeng and said with a gloomy face, "Ji Li, did you forget that your Jiang family still owes my Huang family 15 million mid-grade soul crystals? However, I'm a kind-hearted person. I am prepared to take the monster core, demon heart, and coral horn of the 2 golden coral whales. If you're willing, I can write off the debt of 10 million mid-grade soul crystals." Huang Zhenfeng wantonly extorted. A single monster core, demon heart, and coral horn of the golden coral whale is worth the debt that my Jiang family owes your Huang family. You want to? Huang Zhenfeng, do you really think that my Jiang family has no one? Hearing Huang Zhenfeng's extortion, Geely trembled with anger and said angrily, "Although the 3 treasures of the golden coral whales are precious, it depends on who has them." Huang Zhenfeng smiled slightly and said deliberately, "In the hands of others, they may be worth a lot. However, in the hands of your Jiang family, 10 million mid-grade soul crystals is already giving you face." "You what? You don't believe me?" Huang Zhenfeng said, as if he had the Jiang family under control. "Without the consent of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance and my Huang family, who do you think dares to buy the 3 treasures of the golden coral whales in your hands? Tell me, who is the current island master of Shenyue Island?" Standing in the crowd, Yi Chenfeng looked at the arrogant Huang Zhenfeng and said coldly. Huang Zhenfeng frowned slightly and looked at the unfamiliar face of Yi Chenfeng and shouted, "Damn it! Who do you think you are? Since when is it your turn to speak?" Boom! As soon as Huang Zhenfeng's voice fell, Yi Chenfeng's aura erupted like a volcano. It was like a towering mountain that ruthlessly pressed down on his body. It directly crushed the armchair under him and ruthlessly pressed him to the ground. His butt directly smashed into the ground, causing his face to contort in pain. "How dare you!" The masters of the Huang family were enraged when they saw Huang Zhenfeng being crushed to the ground. They merged with their powerful spiritual beasts and attacked Yi Chenfeng. Kacha. When they made their move, a powerful soul power surged through the ground and into the legs of the Huang family's experts, instantly freezing their legs, making them unable to move. Witnessing Yi Chenfeng calmly freezing the experts of the Huang family, Huang Zhenfeng looked as if he had seen a ghost. His eyes widened as he stared at Yi Chenfeng, shocked by his strength. "I don't like to repeat myself. Who is the current island master of Shenyue Island?" Yi Chenfeng looked at the frightened Huang Zhenfeng and asked again. "The current island master of Shenyue Island is Mo Song. He also has another identity. He is the last disciple of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance's Grand Elder, Mo Gu." Seeing Yi Chenfeng's shocking strength, Huang Zhenfeng submitted and obediently answered, "Mo Song?" Yi Chenfeng frowned slightly. He had not heard of this name when he was in the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance, so he did not know much about him. "Send a message to Mo Song. Tell him to come to the Jiang family residence to see me." Yi Chenfeng ordered without any room for objection. This, tell him that if he does not appear in 2 hours, he will definitely die." Yi Chenfeng said domineeringly. "Okay, I will send a message." Meeting Yi Chenfeng's sharp eyes, Huang Zhenfeng felt as if he was facing the Grim Reaper. A layer of cold sweat appeared on his forehead, but he did not dare to disobey Yi Chenfeng's order. He took out his communication pearl in fear and sent a message to Mo Song. At this time, Mo Song was having a lot of fun with the concubine he had just taken in. He was extremely angry when he was disturbed by the continuous ringing of his communication pearl. When he heard Huang Zhenfeng's report, he was even more furious. A thick, murderous aura exploded from his body, causing his concubine to tremble in fear. After his anger, Mo Song calmed down. Those who dared to threaten him on Shenhua Island were either fools or experts. After thinking for a while, he took out his communication pearl and sent a message to Mo Gu, who was far away on Three-Star Island. After reporting this news to Mo Gu, he led a large number of experts from the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance and rushed to the Jiang family residence. Young Master Feng, are you really going to deal with Island Master Mo and the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance? Although Yi Feng was very strong, Jili did not know him well. She was afraid that after he left after teaching the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance a lesson, the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance would vent their anger on the Jiang family. The ancient Ink Merchant Alliance should be cleaned up. Yi Feng nodded and said, as for you guys, you don't have to worry about their revenge. I will take care of it. You, who exactly are you? Hearing Yi Feng's domineering tone, Huang Jinfeng was a little afraid and asked with a trembling voice, you will know who I am very soon. As he spoke, Yi Feng flicked his finger. A cold light shot out and hit Huang Jinfeng's throat. It froze his throat, causing him to be unable to speak and in extreme pain. That Mo song came faster than I expected. After freezing the Huang family's experts, Yi Feng, who was resting with his eyes closed, waited for more than an hour in the front yard of the Jiang residence. His powerful soul spirit sensed that more than 30 mystic beast sect experts were riding 8 flying spirit beasts and flying over rapidly. He opened his eyes. Boom! In the next moment, the Jiang residence was attacked by a terrifying force. Large patches of the courtyard walls collapsed. Amidst the dust, Mo Song appeared with a gloomy expression and a fierce look in his eyes. He brought along the experts of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. Jili, your Jiang family is really bold. How dare you invite outsiders to deal with us? Do you believe that I will make your Jiang family disappear from Shenhua Island? Mo Song, who was wearing a black robe, walked in with a murderous look. When he saw the frozen state of Huang Jinfeng and the others, the centipede scar at the corner of his eye twitched. You are Mo Song. Looking at the arrogant Mo Song, Yi Feng spoke calmly. How dare you call me by the name of Island Master Mo? One of Mo Song's trusted aides shouted. Ha! Just as he finished speaking, a terrifying airflow appeared in front of him. It was like an invisible giant hand that ruthlessly slapped his face, causing his cheeks to cave in. His entire body flew out and directly fell out of the Jiang manor, fainting on the ground. You are not from Shenhua Island, right? In the past, when the ancient Ink Business Alliance was in trouble, Mook Gu had sent Mo Song away early on. Thus, he had never seen Yi Feng before. As for Mo Song's trusted aides, they were all peripheral characters in the ancient Ink Business Alliance, so they had never seen Yi Feng before. However, when Mo Song saw Yi Chun send his subordinates flying without batting an eyelid, he sensed that something was amiss. Hence, he asked coldly, although I am not from Shenhua Island, I have some connections with your ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. Yi Feng said calmly. Is that so? Mo Song looked at Yi Feng's unfamiliar face and asked doubtfully, what connection do you have with my ancient Ink Merchant Alliance? Call your master over, and you will know my connection with your ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. Yi Feng said coldly with his hands behind his back. Impudent. My master is not someone you can meet just because you want to. Mo Song's face darkened as he shouted loudly. Sigh. Who would have thought that the ancient Mo Business Alliance would produce so many useless people who only know how to view the sky from the bottom of a well? As he spoke, Yi Feng extended his hand and released a powerful suction force, sucking in Mo Song, who was a half-step defiant beast king. Mo Song, who was unable to resist, was pulled over and sent flying with a slap. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 742. Silence. Incomparable silence. Witnessing Mo Song being sent flying by Yi Feng with a single slap, everyone present was dumbfounded. Who was Mo Song? He was the last disciple of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance's Grand Elder, the island lord of Shenyue Island. In their eyes, he was high above and inviolable. But now he was sent flying by a single slap, lying on the ground like a dog. This huge contrast made them feel as if they were in a dream, and it was unreal. What are you all standing there for? Kill him for me. Whoever can kill me will be heavily rewarded. Mo Song spat out 2 broken teeth that were stained with blood. He glared at Yi Chun-fong with his blood-red eyes as he ordered angrily, "Kacha, kacha!" Just as Mo Song's subordinates braced themselves to attack, Yi Chun-fong shot out a large amount of cold light from his fingertips, attacking them. In an instant, more than 30 experts of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance were frozen, turning them into ice sculptures. Mo Song was scared silly by such a strange scene, and a strong sense of fear instantly occupied his face. I advise you not to act recklessly. My 3 Stars Island has 2 level 8 heavenly beasts and Emperor-level experts. If you hurt me, I guarantee that you will die without a burial ground. Mo Song ignored the pain on his face and used the 2 heavenly beasts and the people of Misty Mountain to warn Yi Chun-fong. I really don't understand. Why would Yin let someone like you be the island lord of Shenyue Island? Yi Chun-fong looked coldly at the spineless Mo Song, extremely disappointed in him. Who are you? Hearing Yi Chun-fong mention Mo Yun's name, Mo Song felt an inexplicable sense of uneasiness in his heart as he asked fearfully, I said, call your master over, and you will know who I am. No need to call. Your master is already here. As soon as Yi Chun-fong finished speaking, his powerful soul spirit felt Mo Gu's aura appear on Shenyue Island. Other than Mo Gu, he also felt 2 familiar auras, the Chaos Divine Beast and the Golden Clear Dragon Bloodline. Who is so daring to come to Shenyue Island to cause trouble? Grandpa Primal Chaos will not forgive him. The divine beast of chaos roared at the top of its lungs as it flew over. Its terrifying voice was like the roar of a galloping beast, shaking the 9 heavens. Divine Beast. Master has invited the divine beast of the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. Hearing the terrifying roar of the chaos divine beasts, the terrified Mo Song was overjoyed. His dead eyes revealed a sinister look. He was waiting for Mo Gu to appear with the 2 divine beasts so that he could launch a counterattack on Yi Chun-fong and tear him into pieces. Ji Li and the others looked at the sky that was shaking violently. Their faces changed, and they fell into fear and uneasiness again. Mo Song, do you think that I'm dead for sure now that they've come? When Yi Chun-fong caught the cold glint in Mo Song's eyes, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly as he said coldly, That's right. I'm not afraid to tell you that the 2 divine beasts my master has brought are both rank 8 heavenly beasts. They can kill you with just a breath. Mo Song struggled to stand up and wiped the blood from his mouth. He stared at Yi Chun-fong with a sinister look. Rank 8 heavenly beasts. Just as Mo Song finished speaking, Ji Li, Jiang Xinya, and the others took a deep breath. Their faces instantly turned pale, and the fear on their faces became even stronger. Huang Jinfeng and the others were so excited that they couldn't speak. The fear in their hearts was swept away. They looked at Yi Chun-fong with a sinister and mocking expression. If you don't want to die, kneel down and beg for mercy. Maybe I'll spare your life if I'm in a good mood. Mo Song said sinisterly. Mo Song, no one can save you today. Yi Chun-fong had his hands behind his back as he spoke with an indifferent expression. Once again, a strong chi current formed in his palm and sucked Mo Song over. Mo Song was then sent flying with a slap. He fell heavily onto the ground. A large amount of blood and broken teeth flowed out from his mouth, staining it with blood. Master, God Beast, save me. This person wants to kill me. As he fell to the ground, Mo Song didn't care about his face as he cried out for help. Don't you dare harm my apprentice. Hearing Mo Song's cry for help, Mukgu angrily roared as he flew over with his soul wings. Yi Chun-fong turned a deaf ear to Mukgu's command. He continued to teach Mo Song a lesson. Again and again, he sucked Mo Song over and over again and slapped him away. The terrifying strength of Mo Song's palms made him bleed from his 7 orifices and dizzy. Hearing Mo Song's pitiful cries, Mook-gu was enraged. He brought the Chaos God Beast and the golden clear dragon bloodlion to fly over. Bang! As they flew over the Jiang family mansion, the angry Mo Song indiscriminately struck out a palm at Yi Chenfeng. A terrifying palm light exploded through the air as it flew towards Yi Chenfeng. The powerful palm imprint was about to land on Yi Chenfeng's body, but it was blocked by a layer of terrifying air current, causing it to dissipate in midair. Boss, as the Chaos God Beast and the golden clear dragon bloodlion saw Yi Chenfeng's restrained aura through the chaotic airflow, they were both stunned. Mook-gu, I've discovered that saving you in the past was a mistake. You've disappointed me far too much. Yi Chenfeng coldly said as he crossed his hands behind his back. It's you. Seeing Yi Chenfeng's familiar face, Mook-gu's eyes widened. The killing intent on his face was instantly replaced by fear, and his mind went blank. He never dreamed that the person Mo Song wanted to deal with would be Yi Chenfeng. As the last remaining highest elder of the ancient In-Commerce Alliance, he was well aware that the reason the ancient In-Commerce Alliance was where it was today was all thanks to Yi Chenfeng. It could be said that Yi Chenfeng was the true master behind the scenes of the ancient In-Commerce Alliance. As for the Reverse Beast King and Emperor-level powerhouses that had stayed in the ancient In-Commerce Alliance, they had all come for him. Chaos, Dragon Bloodlion, do you have nothing better to do? Who told you to come and join in the fun? Yi Chenfeng shouted as he looked at the primal chaos divine beast, the golden dragon bloodlion, who looked like a frightened bird. Boss, don't be angry. We didn't want to come to begin with, but your little lover, Mo Yuyin, was afraid that something would happen, so she told us to help this old bastard. The chaos god beast explained, feeling wronged. Lover, the ancient In-Commerce Alliance's alliance master, is his lover. Just who is he? Seeing the Chaos God Beast and Golden Clear Dragon Bloodlion act like mice in front of a cat, everyone was dumbfounded. Their eyes constantly changed as they looked at Yi Chenfeng. As for Mo Song, from the Chaos God Beast's words and the 2 Chaos God Beasts' attitude towards Yi Chenfeng, he was able to guess who this person was. He fell into a deep panic and sat down on the ground like a deflated balloon. After offending Yi Chenfeng, he knew he was finished. Mook-gu, do you know your crime? Yi Chenfeng shouted as he looked at Mook-gu. Beads of sweat were dripping down his forehead. Sir Yi, this old man knows he hasn't done anything wrong. Mook-gu said, pretending to be calm. Mo Song does whatever he pleases on Mystic Moon Island. He is completely lawless, and you dare to say you didn't know? Also, you didn't distinguish right from wrong and directly attacked him. Could it be that in your eyes, your disciple's life is more important than other people's lives? Yi Chenfeng didn't give Mook-gu any face as he aggressively questioned him. Mook-gu hesitated for a moment. Mook-gu, don't think you'll be fine just because you're stubborn. Once I search your souls and find out what you've done, not even Yu Yan will be able to save you. Yi Chenfeng coldly warned. Sir Yi, this old man knows his crime. I asked Sir Yi to be magnanimous and give Song another chance to turn over a new leaf. Thinking of Yi Chenfeng's methods, Mook-gu's heart no longer had the slightest bit of hope. He lowered his noble head and begged for mercy. The insufferably arrogant Mo Song was now kneeling on the ground. He constantly kowtowed to Yi Chenfeng, begging Yi Chenfeng to forgive him. You can be spared from death, but you can't escape punishment. From now on, you'll be a cripple. Yi Chenfeng looked coldly at Mo Song, who was kowtowing nonstop. His sword shot out a beam of sword light, directly piercing through Mo Song's heart meridian. As Mo Song wailed in pain, his cultivation was crippled. Mobile reading site, book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record your reading history. The next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 743. Phone. No, young Master Yi, who are you? After witnessing Yi Chenfeng crippling Mo Song and reprimanding Mo-gu, Ji Li, Jiang Xinya, and the others were shocked by his swift and decisive actions. They asked in awe, "I'm really from the Northern Spiritual Region, but I have some connections with the ancient Emo Merchant Alliance." Yi Chenfeng looked at the cautious appearance of Ji Li and the others and said with a faint smile, "Madam Jiang Xinya, I promise you that Shangyue Island will have a good island master in the future. As long as your Jiang family doesn't take the initiative to stir up trouble, no one will find trouble with you." Yi Chenfeng promised softly. Thank you, young master Yi." Hearing Yi Chenfeng's promise, Ji Li, Jiang Xinya, and the others were so excited that they couldn't speak. They knew that the Jiang family's crisis was really over. They didn't have to leave Shangyue Island and wander around anymore. Huang Zhenfeng and the others, who were already scared silly, fell into despair. Although Yi Chenfeng didn't say anything, they knew that the Huang family was finished. Let's go back to 3 Stars Island. Yi Chenfeng summoned the Chaos Divine Beast back and rode the golden clear dragon bloodline to bid farewell to Ji Li, Jiang Xinya, and the others. He brought the pale-faced Mo Gu, the crippled Mo Song, and the panic-stricken Mo Song back to 3 Stars Island. Sect Master Shui, where do you think Chenfeng is now? Will he be okay? Mo Yuyin, who was wearing a dark purple silk dress and had an elegant temperament, looked at Shui Piaoling, who was drinking tea, and asked softly, "Chenfeng never does things that he isn't sure of. I think he should be here soon." Shui Piaoling put down the teacup in her hand and looked at Mo Yun's delicate face, sighing softly in her heart. Yes, suddenly, Shui Piaoling's released soul felt a familiar aura. She quickly looked out of the window, and the hand that was holding the teacup trembled slightly. "What's wrong, Sect Master Shui?" Seeing Shui Piaoling's excited appearance, Mo Yuyin asked expectantly. "Chenfeng is here. I feel his aura." Shui Piaoling took a deep breath, suppressing the excitement in her heart, and said, "Really?" Mo Yuyin quickly stood up from her chair and waited for Yi Chenfeng with Shui Piaoling outside the ancient Mo Merchant Alliance. "Chenfeng, it really is Chenfeng." Looking at Yi Chenfeng's chiseled, handsome face from afar, his eyes as deep as the sea, and his heroic bearing, Mo Yuyin couldn't even breathe on her own. Her eyes turned red. After so many years, she realized that Yi Chenfeng had changed. He had become more manly, and the aura he exuded made her captivated. However, when she saw Mook Gu, who had summoned his soul wings, followed closely behind Yi Chenfeng, and the ashen Mook Gu, as well as the 8 flying spirit beasts, her complexion changed as she thought of something. "Chenfeng, you're finally back." When Yi Chenfeng jumped off the golden clear dragon bloodline, Shui Piaoling immediately walked up to him and said softly, with a charming smile, like a blooming flower, "Sister Piaoling, did everyone from Misty Mountain come to 3 Stars Island?" Yi Chenfeng said softly with a faint smile as he looked at Shui Piaoling, who was dressed in a white silk dress and exuded a natural aura. She did not put on any makeup, but her beauty shone brightly. "Our Misty Mountain was lucky this time. We all escaped the pursuit and successfully arrived at 3 Stars Island. Now the Grand Elder and Master are cultivating in the sea." Shui Piaoling gave a simple explanation. "That's good." Yi Chenfeng nodded and felt relieved. "Chenfeng, did you wait for Mo Fengyun in Spiritual Mountain?" Shui Piaoling asked. "Yes, but that Mo Fengyun is very tough. I couldn't kill him." Yi Chenfeng gave a simple explanation, but he hid the fact that he was pursued by the Yu family's 2 ancestors. Mo Fengyun is blessed with great fortune. It's not easy to kill him. Although Yi Chenfeng's description was calm, Shui Piaoling knew that his battle with Mo Fengyun was not as easy as he made it out to be. Yi Chenfeng overbearingly said, "That was his last time escaping. If I see him again, then even the heavens won't be able to save him." With that, Yi Chenfeng glanced at Mo Yuyin, who was standing in place with silence, and said, "Yuyin, I have something to tell you. Let's go inside and talk." "Okay." Mo Yuyin bit her rosy lips and resisted the urge to jump into Yi Chenfeng's arms. She followed Yi Chenfeng to the ancient Ink Merchant Alliance's main hall. Shui Piaoling felt that something was wrong with Yi Qinfeng's expression, so she didn't follow. Mo Gu and the others didn't dare to argue and could only anxiously wait for the final punishment. Yi Chunfeng took a sip of the spirit tea that Mo Yin poured for him and slowly said, Yu Yin, I think you've already guessed what happened on Shenhua Island. Chunfeng, you can do whatever you want with Mo's song. I have no objections. Mo Yin quietly sat in front of him, looked at his handsome face, and softly said. Yi Chunfeng said, I've already punished Mo's song, but the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance really needs to be cleaned up. The Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance is rotten to the core. If we don't do something drastic, then there will be no hope. Mo Yin said, Chunfeng, although I'm the Alliance Lord of the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance, the true master of the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance is you. I have no objections to how you want to clean up the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. Yi Chunfeng said, Yu Yin, tell me the truth about the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance's situation in the past few years. Okay. Mo Yin nodded and told him about the changes in the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance without hiding anything. You're saying that in the past few years, the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance has been controlled by Mukgu? Yi Chunfeng asked after hearing Mo Yin's explanation. He had basically confirmed the direction of the cleansing. Mo Yin nodded and said apologetically, Yes. I don't know what happened to the Grand Elder these past few years, but his pursuit of power has exceeded my imagination. As for me, I wanted to pursue the Supreme Grand Tao, so I allowed the Grand Elder to control the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance, resulting in the current situation. However, she didn't tell Yi Chunfeng that her pursuit of the Supreme Grand Tao was to follow in Yi Chunfeng's footsteps. She didn't want to be left too far behind. However, after seeing Yi Chunfeng again, Mo Yin found that the gap between her and Yi Chunfeng had widened. This made her feel powerless. She felt that even if she gave it her all, she would never be able to catch up to Yi Chunfeng in this lifetime. Yin, no matter what, you've worked hard these past few years. This bottle of pills is for you. Once you refine the heaven-rank soul pills in this bottle, you will definitely be able to break through to the reverse Beast King realm. Yi Chunfeng looked at Mo Yin's haggard face and gave her a bottle of precious heaven-rank soul pills. Other than the heaven-rank soul pills, Yi Chunfeng also gave Mo Yin a mid-grade heaven sword, a supreme-grade heaven-rank soul art, and a supreme-grade heaven-rank soul skill. That's right, Yu Yin, where are Senior Sister Fu and the others? Why don't I feel their auras in the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance? Yi Chunfeng asked after giving the gifts to Mo Yin. Miss Fu, Senior Qingshan, went to Slaughter City to train a few years ago. He hasn't returned yet. Mo Yin said, Slaughter City? I should go there and take a look. I wonder what realm the King of Slaughter has reached. Yi Chunfeng's eyes shone with sharpness as he thought about the King of Slaughter who had hunted him down in the past and almost forced him into a dead end. Yi Chunfeng's powerful return had shocked the entire Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance and Three Stars Island. His next series of actions had also caused a huge commotion in the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance. Yi Chunfeng had cleansed the Ancient Ink bloodline with lightning speed, severely punishing a series of black sheep and changing the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance from its roots. Soon, the Ancient Ink Merchant Alliance was on the right track. Yi Chunfeng had eliminated all the internal tumors. At this time, Yi Chunfeng took Shui Piaoling, Mo Yin, Ji Qingxue, and Bai Xia, the four peerless beauties, and left Three Stars Island on a ship, heading toward the chaotic sea region Slaughter City. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the save button below to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 744. We're here. The Slaughter City is right in front. After nearly a month of sailing, the speeding ship broke through the chaotic ocean, smashed through the demonic beast horde, and entered the sea region of the Slaughter City. Several years had passed, and the Slaughter City was still very lively. Ships from various domains continued to sail to the port, preparing to enter the Slaughter City to temper themselves. I heard that there is a slaughter tower in the slaughter city. It is the best place to temper oneself. Feng, back then, what level of the Tower of Slaughter did you reach? Standing on the deck, Ian softly asked as she welcomed the ice-cold sea breeze. I reached the 5th floor in the past. Recalling the past, Feng was still vivid in his mind. Now, he was no longer afraid of the Slaughter King. This time, he entered the Slaughter City not only to enter the Nine-Dragon Jade Annulus again and further condense the Slaughter Halo, but also to control the Slaughter King and control the Slaughter City. Come, let's go to the island. Feng ordered his men to dock the ship at the harbor. Then, he led Shui, Piaoling, and the other 3 beautiful women off the ship and walked towards the city of Slaughter, which was filled with a strong, murderous aura. Boom! When they arrived at the Slaughter City, Mo Yin, Ji Qingxue, and Bai Xia were immediately affected by the dense killing intent coming from the Slaughter City. Their hearts trembled, and their faces turned deathly pale. Large amounts of cold sweat appeared on their foreheads. Shui Piaoling's strength had reached the level of a rank 3 reverse beast king. The murderous aura from the Slaughter City couldn't affect her at all. Don't panic. Guard your mind. Only when you get used to the murderous aura from the Slaughter City can you enter the city. Feng's voice resounded in the ears of the 3 girls. Oh, hearing Feng's voice that sounded like the morning bell and the evening drum, the 3 women who had difficulty breathing immediately calmed their minds. They silently circulated the soul mantra and endured the surging murderous aura as they silently adapted to it. Because the 3 girls were too beautiful and had different styles of beauty, they attracted a lot of attention as they stood under Slaughter City and got used to the murderous aura coming from Slaughter City. Many pairs of burning eyes wandered back and forth on their sexy bodies. Many people even had evil intentions and had ideas about them. Humph! Right when many people mustered up their courage and intended to approach Feng and strike up a conversation, a voice that was like muffled thunder resounded out from Feng's mouth, and it exploded by their ears, shaking their souls to the point they felt extreme pain. If you don't want to die, then get the hell away from me. I'll kill anyone who dares to come close. Feng warned coldly with his hands behind his back in an aura that could devour mountains and rivers. Sensing Feng's sharp aura, all the people who harbored ill intentions were completely intimidated. They no longer dared to have any ideas about Mo Yin and the others and left dejectedly. About an incense stick worth of time later, Mo Yin and the other 2 girls, who had cultivated the best quality soul arts, gradually adapted to the murderous aura emitting from Slaughter City. Their pale faces regained their redness. Let's go. Let's enter the city. With that, Feng brought the 4 girls to the Slaughter City that was dozens of meters tall. It was inlaid with demon skulls, and it gave off an extremely oppressive feeling. Slaughter order. At this time, a guard in pitch-black armor and holding a sharp spear walked over with a serious expression. He stopped them and said coldly. When he saw the stunning faces of Shui, Piaoling, and the other 2 girls, his cold eyes immediately emitted a fiery light. Buzz! As soon as he finished speaking, Feng's eyes emitted an illusory light that directly penetrated his eyes and took control of his mind. Get lost! Feng ordered without any room for resistance. The black-armored guard whose mind was controlled couldn't disobey Feng's order. He bowed and made way for Feng and the other 4 girls, allowing them to enter the Slaughter City that was filled with a dense, murderous aura. This Slaughter City is divided into an inner city and an outer city. We're only entering the outer city. Here, we can kill at will without any restrictions. Walking into the Slaughter City, Feng kept introducing to the 4 girls. Mo Yin, Ji Qingxue, and Bai Xia had never experienced life and death situations. Looking at the bloodstains on the streets and the corpses in the flower beds, they were a little uncomfortable. However, Shui Piaoling had been through a lot. Her expression didn't change as she asked, Feng, how do we enter the inner city? If you want to enter the inner city, you first have to go to the slaughter field. You have to win 20 battles in a row to get slaughter points. Only then can you get an identity token to enter the inner city. And slaughter points are the most precious thing in the inner city. It is also the only currency in the inner city. With slaughter points, you can exchange them for any cultivation resources in the inner city. However, in the inner city, you just have to focus on cultivating and sharpening yourselves. Leave the slaughter points to me. I will help you get them. Yi Chenfeng revealed a faint smile and said, Chenfeng, aside from the slaughter tower, is there anything special about the inner city? Shui Piaoling was very interested in the inner city and continued to ask. Aside from the slaughter tower, the inner city also has the 9-dragon jade wall and the entrance to the ancient land of the North Sea. However, back then, I only entered the 9-dragon jade wall and didn't find the entrance to the ancient land of the North Sea. Yi Chenfeng explained in detail. Chenfeng, I remember hearing people say that the 9-dragon jade wall has a ranking of strength. The few people with the highest ranking can have their own titles. Did you leave your ranking on the 9-dragon jade wall back then? Mo Yiyan looked at Yi Chenfeng and asked softly. I did. Yi Chenfeng nodded. Chenfeng, what was your ranking back then? Ji Qingxue asked curiously as the gazes of the 4 girls landed on Yi Chenfeng. Number 1. Yi Chenfeng smiled and said, My title was Sword God. Number 1. Sword God. The 4 girls took a deep breath as their eyes revealed deep horror. They were shocked by Yi Chenfeng's heaven-defying ranking and talent. Okay, I'll take you to the inner city to have a look. Yi Chenfeng brought the 4 girls to the inner city. It was bustling with noise and excitement. Entering the inner city, the 4 girls immediately smelled the thick smell of blood in the air. The blood in their bodies was infected and began to boil. Yi Chenfeng's 8-Sha Azura art involuntarily operated and crazily devoured the power of slaughter in the inner city, condensing the 8th slaughter halo. After the earlier slaughter, Yi Chenfeng had already condensed the embryonic form of the 8th slaughter halo. As long as he cultivated in the inner city for a period of time, he believed that he would be able to cultivate the 8-Sha Azura art to the 8th layer. Come, let's find a place to sit. You all should get used to the environment here. From tomorrow onwards, we will begin the martial arts competition to sharpen ourselves. As he spoke, Yi Chenfeng brought the 4 girls to an empty area in the crowded spectator stands to watch the bloody and intense battle on the martial stage. Because Piao Shui and the other girls were too beautiful and had outstanding temperaments, their appearance attracted the gazes of almost all the males. Pairs of burning eyes seemed to want to eat them up. So beautiful! Those 4 girls are so beautiful. Quickly inform the gang leader that good stuff has appeared. A 10,000 Kills gang member noticed the 4 beautiful girls and immediately sent someone to inform the 10,000 Kills gang leader. Too bloody, too vicious. Every move takes a life. This is a method of fighting with one's life on the line. After watching 3 rounds of fierce and bloody battles, Ji Qingxue and the other 2 girls were deeply shocked. A trace of timidity instinctively appeared in their hearts. You don't need pity in Slaughter City. This is the best place to sharpen your souls. If you can't even adapt to the killing fields in the outer city, I advise you not to go to the inner city because Slaughter City is even more cruel. Looking at the slightly pale faces of Ji Qingxue and the other 2 girls, Yi Chenfeng shook his head and said seriously, Don't worry, Chenfeng, we will adapt as soon as possible. Ji Qingxue clenched her fists tightly and bit her rosy lips as she said, trying hard to adapt to the cruel environment. Soon, more than half a day passed. In the evening, Yi Chenfeng and the other 4 girls left the bloody killing fields and were preparing to find a place to rest. Suddenly, more than 10,000 Kills gang members who had been waiting for a long time rushed out and stopped them outside the killing fields. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 745. And people from the 10,000 Kills gang. Looking at the dozen or so 10,000 Kills gang members with ill intentions, Yi Chenfeng's lips curled into a cold smile. Brat, you're quite knowledgeable. You know that we're from the 10,000 Kills gang. A bald man with a scorpion tattoo on his arm sneered. He looked at Shui Piaoling's group of four lecherously and said, "Our boss has taken a fancy to the four of them. If you know what's good for you, let them come with us. Otherwise, I'll make you bleed on the spot." "All right, then we'll go with you to the 10,000 Kills gang," Yi Chunfeng said with a faint smile. "And you want to go too?" The bald man frowned and looked coldly at Yi Chunfeng. "What, am I not welcome?" Yi Chunfeng asked. "Haha, since you want to go, then come with us." The bald man didn't know Yi Chunfeng and wasn't afraid of him playing tricks. With a cold expression, he ordered his men to surround Yi Chunfeng's group and bring them to the 10,000 Kills gang. AI, those four girls are out of luck. If they fall into the hands of the 10,000 Kills gang's leader, they'd be better off dead. Yes, it's a pity for such beautiful creatures. Seeing the 10,000 Kills gang members take Yi Chunfeng's group away, many people revealed looks of pity. There were also many people who secretly cursed Yi Chunfeng for being so weak that he didn't resist at all. Yi Chunfeng's group was brought to the 10,000 Kills gang under the dim light. "Brat, behave yourself when you see our gang leader. Otherwise, you'll suffer," the bald man coldly warned after entering the 10,000 Kills gang. 10,000 kills, an old friend has come. Aren't you going to come out and welcome him?" Yi Chunfeng said coldly, ignoring the bald man's warning. He placed his hands behind his back and looked at the main hall. "Who is it?" Hearing Yi Chunfeng's familiar voice, the 10,000 Kills gang leader, who was comfortably lying on a rocking chair and enjoying the massage of two voluptuous women in chiffon clothes, suddenly sat up and looked outside. When he vaguely saw Yi Chunfeng's familiar silhouette through the dim light, his pupils suddenly dilated and his body involuntarily trembled. Why is he back? Back then, Yi Chunfeng had stirred up a storm in the inner city. He could not believe that not only did Yi Chunfeng not die after being hunted down by the King of Massacre, he even dared to return. "What? Don't you recognize me?" Yi Chunfeng said calmly as he watched the 10,000 Kills gang leader's expression change from surprise to fear. "Mother of Asterisker, how dare you behave so atrociously in my 10,000 Kills gang? Do you believe that?" The bald man glared at Yi Chunfeng and warned loudly. However, before he could finish his sentence, a pair of shoes filled with soul power flew out and slammed into his face. "Are you courting death? How dare you disrespect young Master Yi? I'll beat you to death, you blind bastard." The flustered and exasperated 10,000 Kills gang leader ran out barefooted and ruthlessly slapped the bald man several times, causing him to be stunned. 10,000 kills. We haven't seen each other for so many years, yet you still dare to bully others. It seems like there's no need to keep you in this world anymore. Yi Chunfeng said coldly as he watched the 10,000 Kills gang leader teach the bald man a lesson. "Young Master Yi, please calm your anger. This matter really has nothing to do with me. It's these bastards who don't have eyes." Looking into Yi Chunfeng's eyes that were as sharp as swords, the 10,000 Kills gang leader felt his heart jump to his throat. He was afraid that Yi Chunfeng would kill him in a fit of anger. "All right, I know very well what kind of person you are. There's no need to explain." Yi Chunfeng waved his hand and coldly said, "However, I'm not here to kill people this time. If I wanted to kill people, I wouldn't say so much nonsense. Thank you, young Master Yi, for not killing me. Thank you, young Master Yi, for not killing me." Hearing that Yi Chunfeng wasn't going to kill him, the 10,000 Kills gang leader secretly heaved a sigh of relief and bowed humbly. "Let's go, we'll talk inside," Yi Chunfeng said coldly. "F***CK, what are you all standing around for? Quickly prepare a table of spirit food for me. I want to properly entertain young Master Yi and the four beauties," the 10,000 Kills gang leader ordered loudly. Yes, the 10,000 Kills gang members who had long been scared silly trembled in fear as they obeyed the order. They looked at Yi Chunfeng with reverence and quickly retreated. 10,000 Kills, I have a few questions to ask you. I hope you can answer me honestly. If your answers satisfy me, I'll spare your life. If not, don't blame me for searching your soul and then twisting your head off to fill it with wine." Yi Chunfeng coldly warned as he took a sip of the spirit tea that the 10,000 Kills gang leader had kept for more than a decade. "Young Master Yi, Please ask. As long as I know, I'll definitely tell you, the 10,000 Kills gang leader said fearfully. Let me ask you, has the King of Massacre broken through to the Battle Beast Emperor realm? Yi Chenfeng asked. Young Master Yi, the King of Massacre is the absolute overlord of Massacre City. A small character like me can't even come into contact with him. However, last year, an extremely terrifying Emperor-level powerhouse came to Massacre City and fought with the King of Massacre. In the end, the King of Massacre borrowed a mysterious force and killed him in one fell swoop. The 10,000 Kills gang leader was afraid that Yi Chenfeng would be angry, so he told him everything he knew about the King of Massacre. Could it be the power of the nine-dragon jade annulus? Yi Chenfeng's eyebrows twitched slightly as a subtle change occurred in his expression. If the King of Massacre really did control the power of the nine-dragon jade annulus, then it would be a fatal threat to him. It was even possible that he could borrow the power of the nine-dragon jade annulus to kill him. Looks like the King of Massacre is harder to deal with than I thought. I need to change my strategy. First, I need to confirm whether or not he has the power of the nine-dragon jade annulus before deciding on a plan to deal with him. Yi Chenfeng thought to himself, 10,000 kills. Then let me ask you, where is the entrance to the ancient land of the North Sea? Yi Chenfeng continued asking. I think it's on the 9th floor of the Massacre Tower. There is a teleportation array that leads to the ancient land of the North Sea. Meeting Yi Chenfeng's cold eyes, the 10,000 Kills gang leader trembled and hurriedly said, however, the 9th floor of the Massacre Tower has always been sealed by the King of Massacre. Apart from his trusted followers, no one else can enter. Very good. I'm very satisfied with your answer. Now, you only need to do one more thing for me, and I'll let you go, Yi Chenfeng said coldly. Young Master Yi, please speak. The 10,000 Kills gang leader said respectfully. Give me a Massacre token that can allow me to enter the 5th floor of the Massacre Tower and above, Yi Chenfeng ordered, not allowing any resistance. The 10,000 Kills gang leader hesitated for a moment. He had already guessed the purpose of Yi Chenfeng's return. Once Yi Chenfeng failed, and the King of Massacre found out that he had secretly helped Yi Chenfeng, the King of Massacre would definitely tear him into pieces. Remember, you don't have a choice. If you don't agree, I will immediately break your neck, Yi Chenfeng said coldly as he drank a mouthful of spirit tea. No, young Master Yi, please calm down. I just happen to have a Massacre token that can allow you to enter the 6th floor of the Massacre Tower. When he met Yi Chenfeng's eyes that were as sharp as swords, the 10,000 Kills gang leader felt as if he was being stared at by the Grim Reaper. All the hairs on his body stood on end as he quickly took out a Massacre token from his spatial ring and handed it to Yi Chenfeng. Yi Chenfeng released his soul power to check the Massacre token. After confirming that there was no problem, he revealed a satisfied smile and said, Congratulations, your life is saved. However, to prevent you from leaking information, I need to erase a part of your memory. Also, don't commit any more crimes, or else you're dead. After saying that, Yi Chenfeng did not wait for the 10,000 Kills gang leader to resist. Using the power of the God-Eater brain, he forcefully erased a part of the 10,000 Kills gang leader's memory and left an imprint in his soul. Then, he used the same method to erase the memories of the 10,000 Kills gang members who had seen him before. He then brought the 4 girls and left the silent 10,000 Kills gang. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 746. Early in the morning, the gentle sunlight shone down, waking up the slaughter city that had a long history. Early in the morning, Yi Chenfeng separated from Shui Piaoling and the other girls. He left them in the outer city to adapt to the cruel rules of Slaughter City, while he entered the inner city alone. He walked towards the Slaughter Pagoda, waiting for an opportunity to enter the 9-dragon jade wall to investigate. When Yi Chenfeng entered the Slaughter Pagoda, Fu Yuiwei who had entered the slaughter pagoda earlier and had become the overlord of the third floor after more than a year of bloodshed, had encountered a big problem. Yu, the Wu clan's power in the slaughter pagoda is too great. You can't win against them. I advise you to leave Slaughter City. A woman in a fiery red dress, with a sexy figure and slender legs, and a pair of green blades on her back, looked at Fu Yue, whose face was pale without a trace of blood. Fu Yue was trying her best to regulate her qi. She sighed softly and advised her. Not long ago, Fu Yue had killed a genius of the Wu clan who had molested her. It had completely enraged the Wu clan. They had tricked a second-level reverse Beast King into disguising himself as an expert of the Xian Beast sect to challenge her. Today was the day the Wu clan's second-level reverse Beast King challenged her. Because she had agreed to the challenge, she could not back down unless she left Slaughter City. Hong Shan, you don't have to persuade me. I won't back down. Fu Yue looked at her only friend in Slaughter City and said calmly, Yu, I'm not trying to scare you. The Wu clan came prepared this time. The opponent is 2 levels higher than you. If you accept the challenge without permission, you will lose your life. Hong Shan anxiously advised. Don't worry, Hong Shan. It won't be easy for the Wu clan to kill me. I just want to squeeze out my potential and prepare to break through to the reverse Beast King realm. Fu Yue squeezed out a smile and said, You? Sai, all right then. Since you insist on fighting, I won't try to dissuade you. Here, take this amulet. It can protect you from a level 1 defiant Beast King at a critical moment. I hope it can help you. Hong Shan looked at Fu Yue's stubborn expression and sighed softly. She took out a precious amulet from her universe ring and gave it to Fu Yue. Let's go, Yue. I'll accompany you to the arena. As she spoke, Hong Shan accompanied Fu Yue to the battle arena. When Fu Yue and Hong Shan's silhouettes appeared in the packed arena, the atmosphere in the arena reached its peak. Many people who had been won over by Fu Yue's strength were cheering for her. Humph! Right at this moment, a cold snort that sounded like muffled thunder sounded. Wu Jinwei, who was wearing a dark blue martial arts suit and holding a long spear, leaped onto the arena. His long black hair was casually draped over his shoulders, and his eyes were sunken into his cheeks. A devilish smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. He raised his heavenly spear high up and pointed it at Fu Yue. He said domineeringly, Yu, don't waste any more time. Quickly come up and fight. As you wish. Fu Yue's body flashed slightly, drawing a half-moon shadow in the air. Like a black butterfly, she landed on the battle arena. To be honest, I really can't bear to kill such a beautiful woman like you. If you're willing to be my woman, I can consider helping you resolve the grudge between you and my Wu family. Wu Jinwei said domineeringly as he looked at Fu Yue's charming face and hot and enchanting body. You're not worthy. Fu Yue held the blood fiend saber in her hand and said coldly, Soon, I'll let you know whether I'm worthy or not. Wu Jinyue's pupil shrank. A colorful snake with a single horn appeared on his body. It stuck out its long forked tongue and locked onto Yi Chenfeng. 5-color horn python. I didn't expect Wu Jinyue to have the Wu family's top spiritual beast, coupled with his second-level reverse Beast King strength. I'm afraid Yu is going to lose. Not necessarily. This Yu can become the overlord of the third floor of the Slaughter Pagoda. It proves that she's not a simple person. I think she still has a trump card. She won't die for no reason. Looking at the 2 people who were facing each other in the arena, the audience in the stands discussed and guessed the outcome of the battle. Screech. When Wu Jinyue summoned his spiritual beast, Fu Yue also summoned her green sky rock to resist the soul power attack released by the 5-colored horn python. Yu, obediently submit to me. Wu Jinyue roared and instantly merged with the 5-colored horn python. He held the heavenly spear in his hand, and like a roaring dragon, he stabbed towards Fu Yue. Extreme speed. Wu Jinyue stabbed his spear. Fu Yue didn't take it head-on. Instead, she used her bloodline inheritance secret technique and burned her green sky rock bloodline. She accelerated and dodged the shocking spear light. Frozen saber art. Fu Yue merged with the power of azure ice water and slashed out a saber that froze space. The terrifying saber light carried a cold aura that froze the void and slashed towards Wu Jinyue's body. Rending light claw, the frozen saber light slashed, and Wu Jinyue immediately changed his move. He grabbed at the void and broke the frozen space. He grabbed the frozen saber light that was slashing down. Whoosh! An ear-piercing sound broke through the air. After resisting the frozen saber light, Wu Jinyue's entire body merged with the heavenly spear in his hand and stabbed towards Fu Yue's chest at an astonishing speed, forcing her to use extreme speed to dodge again. I like to see how many times you can dodge my spear. Wu Jinyue's pupils contracted into the most dangerous pinhole shape. He locked onto Fu Yue and stabbed out 81 times in a row. He interweaved an airtight spear shadow and completely enveloped Fu Yue, sealing off all her space to dodge. Demonic blood art. Massacre the world. Massacre the common people. Since she couldn't dodge, Fu Yue raised her attack power to the peak. She circulated the demonic blood art at a high speed and continuously slashed out blood-red saber wind. It dyed the void red and swept upwards. Bam, bam, bam. The spear light and the saber shadow collided. There was a dense explosion and endless light that swept in all directions like a wave. Just as Fu Yue borrowed the power of azure ice water to dissolve the waves of impact, the powerful Wu Jinyue suddenly became one with his weapon and pierced towards her like a hot knife through butter. Not good. The spear light pierced towards her like a roaring dragon. Fu Yue, who couldn't dodge, immediately held the bloody fiend saber in front of her chest and used all her strength to block the spear. Chi! The unstoppable spear tip pierced the bloody fiend saber and immediately exploded with a shocking attack power. The powerful spear light pierced through the blood-red saber and into Fu Yue's body. It pierced through her body's defenses and pierced a bloody hole in her shoulder. A large amount of blood spurted out like a fountain. She's injured. Fu Yue is injured. Seeing Fu Yue injured, many people cried out in alarm. As for Hong Shan, her heart was in her throat. She couldn't bear to see Fu Yue's blood splattered on the spot. Heaven-defying 7 Devil Saber. Fu Yue, who fell to the ground, quickly wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth. Her eyes were filled with determination. Before Wu Jinyue's spear light could get close to her, she ignited the power of the blood in her body and poured it into the bloody fiend saber. She unleashed her strongest soul skill. Saber after saber, the demonic saber or shadow, surged down like a rushing tide. It continuously slashed at Wu Jinyue's spear light and tore his attack apart. However, Wu Jinyue's strength was much stronger than hers. The two of them fought fiercely for half an hour. Fu Yue's injuries continued to worsen and the speed of her attacks became slightly slower. It's over. Wu Jinyue seized this opportunity. The long spear in his hand spun and tore through the air, piercing towards Fu Yue's chest. Bang! In the nick of time, Fu Yue's body emitted a crisp cracking sound. The amulet that Hong Shan gave her broke and helped her block the fatal blow, pulling her back from the gates of hell. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 747. Ice Spirit Power. Freeze the Void. With the help of the amulet, Fu Yue, who had a determined look in her eyes, did not admit defeat. She gritted her teeth and took the risk to fuse with the blue Qian ice water. She activated the strongest power of the ice spirit body and sealed Wu Jinyue in ice. The ice spirit body was a powerful body constitution in the world. It contained terrifying cold energy. Being attacked by the ice spirit body at close range, Wu Jinyue was caught off guard and was frozen. The bone-chilling cold directly froze his body. Heaven-defying 7 Demon Blade. Fu Yue endured the backlash of the azure ice water. She held the blood fiend saber tightly with both hands. Cold chi and soul power surged wildly into it, causing the crimson saber to be coated with a layer of strange black light. The saber slashed down, splitting the air and swallowing the world. The terrifying saber slashed Wu Jinyue's frozen body and injured him. Then, Fu Yue twisted her body and spun in midair. She slashed a second time and a third time. When Fu Yue did not care about the injuries on her body and slashed the saber for the fifth time, Wu Jinyue, who was seriously injured, was sent flying. A bone-deep wound ran through his body, and a large amount of blood flowed out uncontrollably, sprinkling on the ground, staining the ground with blood. He's injured. Wu Jinyue is injured. Seeing Wu Jinyue clutching his injured chest and retreating, the surrounding spectators cried out in surprise. They did not expect Fu Yue to turn the situation around and injure Wu Jinyue with her own strength. Look, demonic blood skill. Although Fu Yue's injuries were serious, she relied on her strong willpower and held on bitterly. She kept slashing out blood-red saber shadows and fought with Wu Jinyue in a bloody battle. Because the two of them attacked so quickly, it was like two shadows colliding fiercely. Soul power shot out in all directions and stirred up endless flames. Damn it, you forced me to do this. Wu Jinyue did not expect Fu Yue to be so difficult to deal with. She actually forced him into a desperate situation. He gritted his teeth and burned his bloodline power to attack with all his might. Ice spirit power freeze. When the bloody Wu Jinyue attacked, Fu Yue ignored the injuries on her body and continued to fuse with the azure ice water, activating the power of the ice spirit body to attack. Although Wu Jinyue's bloodline power was strong, it could not withstand the power of the ice spirit body, and his body was frozen again. Heaven-defying seven demons saber. Fu Yue spat out 2 mouthfuls of blood essence at the baleful blood saber, activating the attack power of the baleful blood saber. Once again, she slashed out 5 demonic blades. Each slash landed on Wu Jinyue's frozen body, sending him flying and seriously injuring his body. Pu. Fu Yue sent Wu Jinyue flying with a single blow. She was also severely injured. The violent ice spirit energy continued to destroy her body, damaging her meridians. Large amounts of blood spurted out of her mouth. At first glance, I want you dead. Wu Jinyue glared at Fu Yue with bloodshot eyes. He did not care about his injuries. Like an enraged lion, he pounced on Fu Yue, who was at the end of her rope, and continued to fight with her. At this moment, the two of them were no longer fighting with strength, but with willpower. But in the end, the power of the azure ice water was gradually revealed. The cold air released by the ice water continued to corrode Wu Jinyue's body, freezing his meridians, making him suffer unspeakably. All right, both of you stop. This match is a draw. Just as the two of them were about to use up their last bit of strength, a white-haired old man appeared. He looked at the two of them who were severely injured and on the verge of death and interrupted their battle. Yu, are you all right? After the match, Hongshan appeared on the battle arena like a red gust of wind. She hugged the tottering Fu Yue in her arms and asked anxiously, I'm fine. Fu Yue's pale face squeezed out a smile and said weakly, Yu, don't be happy. You have offended my Wu family. Don't even think about leaving Massacre City alive. Wu Jinyue was supported by a Wu family expert. He glared at Fu Yue and warned her with gritted teeth. I'll be waiting, Fu Yue said without backing down. With the help of Hongshan, she left the battle arena that was filled with the thick smell of blood and went to the small courtyard that she rented. Hongshan, protect me. Don't let anyone disturb my recovery. Although Fu Yue fought until the end and both of them were injured and ended in a draw, her meridians were torn apart by the continuous use of the ice spirit body. Her situation was not optimistic. If she could not reconnect her broken meridians in a short period of time, it would not only affect her future cultivation, but she might also fall in cultivation and cause irreparable injuries. Who are you? I'll let you in. Just as Fu Yue took a spirit pill and endured the pain to heal her injuries, Hongshan's angry roar suddenly sounded in the courtyard. Don't be nervous. I'm here to look for Yu. A man in a white robe with a tall stature and a pair of starry eyes said slowly as he looked at Hong Shan, who was holding two green sabers in her hands, as if she was facing a great enemy. This white-robed man was none other than Yi Chunfeng, who had regained his original appearance. When they came to the third floor of the Massacre Pagoda, Yi Chunfeng's strong soul felt Fu Yue's weak aura and immediately rushed over to check on her. "Who is Yu? There is no Yu here." Hong Shan did not know Fu Yue's real name and warned loudly, "I'm warning you to leave quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite." "Yu, it's me. I'm Chung Feng." Looking at the hostile face of Hong Shan, Yi Chunfeng immediately lowered his voice and transmitted it to Fu Yue, who was in the house. "Chung Feng." Hearing Yi Chunfeng's familiar voice, Fu Yue opened her eyes. Her pale face was flushed red and showed an expression of disbelief. Ignoring her injuries, she appeared outside the house. You really know him?" Seeing Fu Yue appear so agitatedly, Hong Shan asked in surprise. He's the one I always mention to you." Fu Yue nodded and said weakly, "It's him." Hong Shan's eyes shone as she kept her dual blades and sized up Yi Chunfeng. "Yu, why are your injuries so serious? Who did it?" Yi Chunfeng asked with a gloomy expression when he sensed that Fu Yue's injuries were extremely serious. Her injuries had reached her core. He quickly came to her side and took out a warm heaven-class spirit pill. He stuffed it into her mouth to stabilize her injuries. It was the Wu clan. Hong Shan told Yi Chunfeng the whole story in detail. Wu clan. Knowing that the Wu clan was despicable enough to plot against Fu Yue, Yi Chunfeng's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Yu, your injuries are too serious. Let me heal you first. Once your injuries are healed, I'll take you to the Wu clan for revenge." Yi Chunfeng's eyes narrowed as he gently supported Fu Yue's weak body and said domineeringly, Yi Chunfeng's domineering voice rang in her ears. Fu Yue's heart trembled, as if she had found a safe haven in her heart. She nodded lightly. "Please visit Yunlai Pavilion or visit the website directly." Mobile reading website. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 748. Massacre City, Wu Family Manor. What? Not only did Jin Yu fail to kill Yu, but both sides suffered heavy injuries. Wu family head Wu Tuahong was enraged when he heard the news of Wu Jinyue and Fu Yue suffering heavy injuries. His face instantly darkened. We underestimated Yu. She has many tricks up her sleeve. Not only did she subdue the powerful spirit water, she also has a very special physique. Jinyu fought with her for thousands of rounds. Not only did he fail to kill her, he was heavily injured by her powerful physique. Wu family elder nodded and continued. Trash, a bunch of trash. I don't care what method you use. Within 3 days, I want to see you use head. I want to let those outsiders know the consequences of going against my Wu family. Wu Tuahong roared in exasperation. There's no need for 3 days. Let's settle our grudges today. At this time, an arrogant, thunderous voice suddenly sounded in the Wu family manor. Yi Chenfeng appeared in the Wu family manor with Fu Yue, who had recovered from her heavy injuries. When Yi Chenfeng and the other two walked into the Wu family manor, Yi Chenfeng struck out a series of extremely complex array patterns that merged into the void, forming a powerful array pattern restriction that restricted the Wu family manor. It's you. Looking at Yi Chenfeng's familiar face, Wu Tuahong's eyes instantly widened. All the hairs on his body stood up, and he felt a chill from head to toe. He did not expect Yi Chenfeng to return. Why? Are you not happy to see me? Looking at Wu Tuahong's terrified expression, Yi Chenfeng sneered and asked deliberately. Yi Chenfeng, I advise you not to act recklessly. His Majesty's strength is not what it used to be. If he knows that you're back, he will definitely kill you and tear you into pieces. Wu Tuahong pretended to be calm and warned. Since I dared to come, I'm naturally not afraid of the King of Massacre. But I'm afraid you won't live to see that day. Yi Qinfeng and the Wu family already had a deep grudge against each other. Now that the Wu family wanted to kill Fu Yue, this completely enraged Yi Qinfeng. He decided to get rid of this malignant tumor, the Wu family. Yi Qinfeng, my Wu family isn't a pushover. If you dare to mess around, we'll fight to the death. Wu Tuahong didn't know Yi Qinfeng's current strength, so he threatened loudly. Haha, life and death struggle? Your Wu family is not worthy. Yi Qinfeng laughed loudly as a terrifying killing intent emanated from his body. He was like a ferocious primordial beast as he stared at the experts of the Wu clan. His terrifying aura made them feel as if their insides were about to be torn apart. Activate the Great Sect Protection Formation, Light of Slaughter. Feeling Yi Qinfeng's invincible aura, Wu Tuahong's expression changed slightly. He did not hesitate to activate the Great Sect Protection Formation. A large amount of killing energy spread out, forming rays of light of slaughter. They were like speeding meteors as they attacked Yi Qinfeng. Qinfeng, be careful. Feeling the terrifying killing intent of the light of slaughter, Fu Yue's expression changed slightly as she immediately warned him. However, Yi Qinfeng's face didn't show a trace of panic. He stretched out a finger and pierced through the air. Energy ripples twisted as it touched the light of slaughter. A single finger broke the light of slaughter. What? Seeing Yi Qinfeng break the light of slaughter with a single finger, Wu Tuahong's eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. He couldn't believe that Yi Qinfeng had grown to such a degree in just a few years. He could break the light of slaughter with a single finger. After a brief moment of panic, Wu Tuahong's eyes darkened. He was extremely clear that begging for mercy was useless. If he wanted to live, he could only borrow the power of the Great Sect Protection Formation to heavily injure Yi Qinfeng. And if he could capture Yi Qinfeng alive and offer him to the King of Slaughter, he would definitely be praised by the King of Slaughter. He would be bestowed with even greater rewards. Disciples of the Wu clan, listen to my orders. Quickly offer up your essence blood and fuse it with the Great Sect Protection Formation. Condense the slaughter plate and heavily injure the enemy. Wu Tuahong revealed a savage expression as he ordered without any room for objection. Buffed, buffed, buffed. The experts of the Wu clan didn't dare to disobey Wu Tuahong's order. They spat out mouthfuls of essence blood and fused it with the Great Sect Protection Formation. Instantly, the Great Sect Protection Formation became boundlessly red. A slowly rotating red array disk that emitted the light of slaughter appeared. The terrifying power it emitted made Fu Yue feel suffocated. Yi Qinfeng, die for me. The most powerful slaughter plate appeared. Wu Tuahong roared as his entire body fused with the Great Sect Protection Formation. He controlled the slaughter plate to attack Yi Qinfeng. And this time, Yi Qinfeng didn't even bother to move his fingers. He directly used his body that was comparable to a supreme grade heaven artifact to resist the slaughter plate's attack. Boom! When the slaughter plate's twisting light collided with Yi Qinfeng's body, a concentrated explosion occurred. The entire space was in chaos. Facing the ferocious attack of the slaughter plate, Yi Qinfeng was like an undefeatable god of war. He held his hands behind his back and looked down on the world. He used his terrifying body to easily block the slaughter plate's attack. Wu Tuahong, you can't even break through the defense of my body. How are you going to kill me? Yi Qinfeng held his hands behind his back and looked coldly at the dumbfounded Wu Tuahong. He spoke with a murderous aura. You, how did you become so strong? Although Wu Tuahong tried his best to hide it, the twitching muscles at the corner of his eyes betrayed the fear in his heart. When he saw Yi Qinfeng's undefeatable strength, he despaired. Chi! An ear-piercing sound suddenly rang out. 40 sword Dao inscriptions broke out of Yi Qinfeng's body and intertwined together, forming a light sword that was dozens of feet long and covered with Dao inscriptions. It carried a shocking destructive power as it slashed at the slaughter plate with invincible might. The shocking attack power was like cutting through tofu. It split the red array disk in half and broke the Great Sect Protection Formation of the Wu clan in the most domineering manner. PFFF, PFFF, PFFF. The Wu clan experts who were desperately pouring their essence blood into the Great Sect Protection Formation all suffered a backlash. Large amounts of blood spurted out from their mouths as they staggered and fell to the ground. All the meridians in Wu Tuahong's body were torn apart by the backlash. A fear that came from the deepest part of his soul took over his body. His body trembled uncontrollably. Just as Wu Tuahong's soul was completely taken over by fear, Yi Qinfeng flashed and appeared behind him. He pressed his right hand on the top of Wu Tuahong's head. While Wu Tuahong was howling in pain, Yi Qinfeng used the power of the God-Eater brain to forcefully search Wu Tuahong's soul. As expected, the King of Massacre broke through to the Combat Beast Emperor realm 3 years ago. The King of Massacre used the mysterious power to kill a Class 4 Combat Beast Emperor. After searching Wu Tuahong's soul, Yi Qinfeng obtained some valuable information. However, he felt a little threatened by the King of Massacre's methods. After all, with Yi Qinfeng's current strength, he could defeat a Class 4 Combat Beast Emperor, but it would be difficult to kill one. However, the King of Massacre used a mysterious power to directly kill a Class 4 Combat Beast Emperor. Wu Tuahong, your Wu clan has committed grave sins and is lawless. If I don't kill you, I will be letting down the heinous crimes that you have committed. While searching Wu Tuahong's soul, Yi Qinfeng was completely enraged by the sins that the Wu clan had committed over the past few hundred years. He circulated the soul-devouring art and devoured Wu Tuahong's soul beast. He twisted Wu Tuahong's neck and killed him on the spot. Following that, 60 sword Dao patterns shot out from his body and turned into a boundless rain of swords. They crazily reaped the lives of the Wu clan's experts who had committed heinous crimes. In less than half an hour, the Wu clan had turned into a purgatory. A dense aura of death and the smell of blood permeated the air. When Yi Qinfeng circulated the 8-colored Azura art at a high speed and absorbed the dense aura of death in the air, he successfully cultivated the 8-colored Azura art to the great perfection stage and condensed the 8th killing halo. Mobile users, please browse to mobile reading website, this book's address. In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 749. You guys are back. Is it because the Wu family is too strong that you guys did not make a move? Hong Shan, who was waiting on the 3rd level of the Slaughter Pagoda, thought that Yi Qinfeng had given up on revenge when she saw that the both of them had returned within 2 hours. From this day forth, the Wu family shall no longer exist in Slaughter City, Yi Qinfeng said calmly. But in the ears of Hong Shan, it was as though a bolt of lightning had struck her soul, causing her to freeze on the spot. So fast. You guys have destroyed the Wu family so quickly. Hong Shan knew the strength and status of the Wu family. She was stunned by Yi Qinfeng's shocking methods. The news of the destruction of the Wu family will spread out by tomorrow. You will become the suspects of Slaughter City. So you have 2 options now. You can either continue to take the risk and stay here or leave Slaughter City. Yi Qinfeng nodded his head and said, All right, I'll leave Slaughter City. Even though Hong Shan wanted to continue to train herself in Slaughter City, she knew the consequences of this matter being exposed. She gritted her teeth and said helplessly, Hong Shan, as compensation for leaving Slaughter City, I'll give you these 5 top grade heaven rank soul pills and this upper grade heaven blade. Looking at the regretful face of Hong Shan, Yi Qinfeng took out a white jade bottle from his universe mirror and gave her a red heaven blade that was filled with runes. Although Hong Shan's talent was not bad, and she had broken through to the 5th level of the Mystic Beast Ancestor realm after cultivating for more than 30 years, she was just a loose cultivator. Everything she had was obtained through her own efforts. Top-grade heavenly pills and high-grade heavenly artifacts were just illusions to her. Therefore, when she saw the treasures that Yi Qinfeng had sent over, she was stunned. Hong Shan, this is a little token of appreciation from Qinfeng. Just accept it. Fu Yue took over the white jade bottle and red heaven blade and stuffed them into Hong Shan's hands. Thank you. Holding the gentle white jade porcelain bottle and the powerful red heavenly blade in her hands, Sequoia was so excited that she couldn't speak. Her towering peaks undulated up and down. Hong Shan, what are your plans from now on? Looking at her only friend in Slaughter City, Fu Yue asked softly. If I leave Slaughter City, will I be able to return to Xingluo continent and see if I have a chance to enter Xingluo Sky City to continue my cultivation? Hong Shan said without hiding anything. All right, if there's a chance, I'll go to the Xingluo continent to find you. Fu Yue looked at her only friend in Slaughter City and exchanged communication beads with her. You, take care of yourselves. I'm leaving. After saying that, Sequoia didn't waste any time. She bid farewell to Yi Chunfeng and Yi Qingyu and left Slaughter City in the dark. Yue, this is a pseudo-Dao pill. After you consume it, you will be reborn and break through to the reverse Beast King realm. After Hong Shan left, Yi Chunfeng took out a precious pseudo-Dao pill and gave it to Fu Yue. Chunfeng, do you have a way to bring me to the 6th floor of the Slaughter Pagoda to find Third Uncle? I'm afraid Third Uncle is in danger. Fu Yue pleaded after seeing Yi Chunfeng's shocking strength that destroyed the Wu clan. Why, did something happen to Third Uncle Fu? Yi Chunfeng asked. When I was being suppressed by the Wu clan, I tried to contact Third Uncle many times but failed. So I suspect that Third Uncle is in big trouble on the 6th floor. Otherwise, I wouldn't be unable to contact him. All right, let's go to the 6th floor of the Slaughter Pagoda now. Yi Chunfeng found a few slaughter tokens that could directly enter the 7th floor of the Slaughter Pagoda among Wu Tuahong's belongings. He gave one of them to Fu Yue and brought her to the 6th floor of the Slaughter Pagoda. However, Fu Qingshan wasn't on the 6th floor of the Slaughter Pagoda. Instead, he was on the 7th floor of the Slaughter Pagoda, in a gloomy and terrifying secret room that was filled with dense killing intent. His situation was as Fu Yue had guessed. It was extremely bad. He was tied to a 10,000-year-old black iron by a crimson gold chain that was as cold as ice. He couldn't move at all. Fu Qingshan, it's your honor to be chosen by His Majesty and be his servant. Don't be stubborn and continue to resist. Obediently let us put an imprint on your soul. Otherwise, don't blame us for torturing you to death. Shui Kaluo was wearing a blood-red robe. He was a little skinny and had snow-white hair. He looked expressionlessly at Fu Qingshan, who was breathing weakly with blood dripping from the corner of his mouth and wounds all over his body. He warned coldly. However, Fu Qingshan, who had been tortured for dozens of days and was extremely weak, turned a deaf ear to Shui Kaluo's warning. Damn it, you're still playing dead. Seeing that Fu Qingshan was ignoring him, Shui Kaluo's expression darkened. He picked up a piece of red-hot iron and pressed it fiercely on Fu Qingshan's chest, burning his skin and flesh. Immense pain instantly spread throughout his body. Fu Qingshan still did not react to Shui Kaluo's torture. He did not even bat an eyelid. Fu Qingshan, don't test our patience anymore. Although His Majesty is interested in your secrets and wants to take you as his subordinate, that doesn't mean that His Majesty will always tolerate you. If you still refuse to submit, don't blame me for piercing your heart meridian and crippling you. Viciousness appeared in Shadow's eyes when he saw how patient Fu Qingshan was. He gave him an ultimatum. Hum. At this moment, Shui Kaluo's communication bead lit up. When he heard the message, he became stunned, and his face became even more sunken. Flames of fury began to radiate from him. Kaluo, what happened? Yi Chunfeng frowned slightly when he saw how furious Shui Kaluo was. He asked softly, Tonight, someone destroyed the Wu family. Shui Kaluo's eyes twitched as he said furiously, Who would be so bold as to destroy the Wu family? Shadow asked darkly, I don't know. The culprit is very powerful. He destroyed the Wu family without causing any commotion. By the time our people discovered that the Wu family had been destroyed through the blood qi, the person had already left, Shui Kaluo said coldly. If that person dares to destroy the Wu family so recklessly, it means that he doesn't take Slaughter City seriously at all. Shadow thought for a moment before saying, Kuluo, I'll leave this person to you. I'll report to His Majesty. The destruction of the Wu family isn't simple. Yes, I won't waste any more time with him. Shui Kuluo nodded. He glared at Fu Qingshan viciously and pressed the red branding iron into Fu Qingshan's body again. Fu Qingshan, I'll ask you one last time. Are you willing to submit to His Majesty and give up your secrets? Fuck, who told you pretend to be deaf? No matter how Shui Kuluo interrogated him, Fu Qingshan did not respond. This completely infuriated Shui Kuluo, who had lost his patience. A sharp dagger appeared in his hand, and he stabbed it into Fu Qingshan's chest. Immediately, a large amount of blood spurted out like a geyser. The moment Fu Qingshan's heart was pierced by Shui Kuluo's dagger, Fu Qingshan, who had entered a strange state, woke up. A strange blood-red power blocked the dagger's fatal blow. Two terrifying beams of blood-red light shot out of his deep eyes. He looked at Shui Kuluo from a very close distance. The terrifying look in his eyes made Shui Kuluo's heart skip a beat. Mobile users, please browse to M. Reading. Mobile users homepage. This book's address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 750. You think you can cripple me? Fu Qingshan, who had just woken up from his mysterious state, glared at Shui Kuluo with his blood-red eyes. His voice rang like thunder in his ears. Damn it, you're still so arrogant even when you're about to die. Shui Kuluo snapped back to his senses. He continued to stab Fu Qingshan's chest with his incredibly sharp short sword, which was at the level of a heaven-tier item. He wanted to break through the mysterious power in his body and pierce his heart, crippling him. Bloodline ignition. Fu Qingshan, whose chest had been pierced into a bloody mess by Blood Kuluo and who was on the brink of death, burned all of his blood vessels. A crimson-green azure sky, hung with the word Emperor flashing on its forehead, appeared on his body, emitting a dominating aura. It roared towards Blood Kuluo. You could go to hell for me. Lion Seal. Sensing the scarlet-green azure sky pong and the terrifying power in Fu Qingshan's body, Shui Kuluo showed no mercy. He quickly merged with his spiritual beast and formed a golden lion seal. It roared and slammed into Fu Qingshan's body. Kacha! The crisp sound of bones breaking rang out. Fu Qingshan's chest caved in after being hit by the shockingly destructive lion seal. Many of his ribs were shattered. Bloodline evolution. Just as Fu Qingshan was on the verge of death, he finally burned out his azure sky Peng bloodline. A brand new bloodline power slowly formed in his heavily injured body. The terrifying bloodline power kept breaking through his bottleneck, breaking through to become a Class 6 Defiant Beast King. Damn it, you're going to die. Shui Kuluo didn't expect Fu Qingshan to survive under such circumstances. Instead, he started to evolve his bloodline power and break through to become a Class 6 Defiant Beast King. His expression changed drastically. He kept using powerful soul skills to attack Fu Qingshan. He wanted to interrupt his bloodline evolution and kill him. Once Fu Qingshan evolved his bloodline and broke through to the next realm, something unexpected might happen. Golden Bell Formation. Fu Qingshan, whose bloodline evolution had been interrupted by Shui Kuluo's Dao skill, opened his mouth and summoned the final trump card he had hidden until now. A formation in the shape of a golden bell was summoned, enveloping him and blocking the fatal attacks. Not long ago, he had obtained this formation at the auction on the 6th floor of the Tower of Slaughter. He had spent a lot of time refining it, and its defensive power was extremely strong. It could withstand the attacks of a rank 1 Beast Emperor for a long period of time. What happened? When the golden bell shield enveloped Fu Qingshan, the shadow returned and asked in a low voice. Mother Asterisk Shui Kuluo said angrily. Fu Qingshan's bloodline evolved when he was on the brink of death. He's now a 6th-level defiant beast king. As expected of the person favored by the king, you have a great opportunity and are not easy to kill. 2 cold lights shot out from the black robes as the shadow spoke with a murderous intent. "Shadow, have you seen the king?" Shui Kaluo asked. If the king of massacre appeared, even if Fu Qingshan succeeded in evolving, there was nothing he could do. The king is currently in seclusion on the 9th floor of the Tower of Slaughter. He's trying to break through to become a level 3 beast emperor. I haven't been able to see him. The shadow shook his head and said, "Kuluo, let's work together to break this golden bell shield and cripple him. If his bloodline evolves and he breaks through, the golden frost chain might not be able to bind him." With that, Shwekaluo and the shadow took out their strongest heavenly weapons and attacked the golden bell shield with all their might. They wanted to break the golden bell shield together and interrupt Fu Qingshan's bloodline evolution to kill him. "Yue, are you sure third Uncle Fu is on the 6th floor?" Yi Chunfeng brought Fu Yue to the 6th floor of the Tower of Slaughter. He immediately released his powerful soul to cover the 6th floor, but he could not sense Fu Qingshan's aura. He frowned and asked, "The last time I contacted third uncle, he was on the 6th floor? I don't know where he is now." Fu Yue shook her head and said worriedly, "Let's go and ask someone. Maybe they know where third Uncle Fu is." Yi Chenfeng thought for a while and decided to find the overlord of the 6th floor, Dragon Sparrow, to find out where Fu Qingshan was. After asking around, Yi Chunfeng quickly found the place where Dragon Sparrow cultivated. It was a place where flames burned all year round, and the temperature was extremely high. Whoosh! Yi Chunfeng waved his arm lightly. The extremely sharp sword Dao pattern tore apart the array pattern restriction at the entrance of the fire cave. He walked with Fu Yue into the extremely hot fire cave. Who is it? The half-human, half-bird Dragon Sparrow, who was cultivating in the depths of the fire cave, felt that the array restriction that he had set up was being torn apart. He immediately opened his sharp eyes and revealed a look of anger. He controlled the scorching flames in the fire cave and burned them towards Yi Chunfeng and Fu Yue, who had barged into the fire cave. He wanted to burn them to ashes. The raging sea of fire swept over. Yi Chunfeng's body immediately emitted an extremely cold aura. He sealed the surroundings with ice and froze the flames that were rushing over. In just a breath, the burning fire cave turned into an ice cave. The twisting flames turned into strange icicles. Who is this person? Long Kei sucked in a breath of cold air when she saw the frozen fire acupoint. The murderous intent in his heart was immediately replaced by fear. This person could easily freeze the fire cave. If you wanted to kill him, it would be as easy as blowing off dust. Dragon Sparrow, don't be nervous. As long as you answer my questions obediently, I will not hurt you. But if you dare to lie to me, don't blame me for searching your soul. Yi Chenfeng brought Fu Yue to the end of the fire cave. He looked at Dragon Sparrow, who was looking at him as if he was facing a great enemy, and warned him in an irresistible tone. "Senior, please ask. As long as I know, I will tell you." Sensing Yi Chunfeng's imposing aura and meeting his cold eyes, the overlord of the 6th floor, Dragon Sparrow, was completely stunned. He spoke with reverence. "Do you know this person?" Yi Chunfeng held Fu Qingshan's portrait and asked, "This person? I think I have seen him before." Looking at the lifelike portrait in Yi Chunfeng's hand, Dragon Sparrow tried hard to recall. "Let me ask you, where is he now?" Yi Chunfeng asked coldly. "If I am not wrong, this person seemed to have bought a mysterious item at the auction on the 6th floor last month, which led to a series of conflicts. In the end, the great elder of the Slaughter City and a mysterious person worked together and took him away." Dragon Sparrow said without hiding anything. As soon as Dragon Sparrow finished speaking, Fu Yue's body trembled, and her face turned pale. It could be said that Fu Qingshan was the closest person to her in this world. She could not accept that something had happened to Fu Qingshan. "Do you know where Shui Kaluo took him?" Yi Chenfeng asked coldly. "I don't know. But Great Elder Shui is the overlord of the 7th floor of the Slaughter Tower. Maybe he really brought the person you're looking for to the 7th floor. Dragon Sparrow shook his head and said in fear, I hope you are not lying to me. Also, don't spread the news about me. Otherwise, even if you run to the ends of the earth, I will kill you. Yi Chen-feng warned him coldly. He waved his arm, and 60 sword Dao patterns flew out in unison. They directly tore apart the fire acupoint that was sealed by the dual-polar ancient heavenly water. Under Dragon Sparrow's respectful gaze, he flew out with Fu Yue and disappeared. Mobile users, please browse to him. Reading. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click Save at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 751. Fu Qingshan, don't be stubborn. Your fate is sealed. This day next year will be your death anniversary. Shuekaluo attacked the Golden Bell Shield with his low-grade celestial weapon while using words to disturb him. But Fu Qingshan, whose bloodline was evolving, had entered a mysterious state. Nothing in the outside world could disturb him. And in this mysterious state, his bloodline was evolving faster and faster, entering the final stage. As long as his bloodline evolved successfully, he could use the power of his bloodline to break through the bottleneck and become a 6th-grade Beast King. Fire Dragon destroys the world. While the Golden Bell Shield was filled with cracks, the Shadow let out a roar and performed his strongest move. 3 flame dragons transformed from sword Dao patterns shot out from his body and bombarded the Golden Bell Shield ferociously. Kacha! Under the attack of the 3 fire dragons, the cracked Golden Bell Shield could not take it anymore and shattered. Fu Qingshan was exposed. But at this moment, a terrifying force tore through the void restriction. Yi Chen-feng and Fu Yue appeared in the forbidden area of the 7th floor of the Slaughter Tower, Shuekaluo's cultivation yard. Then, 2 powerful sword lights slashed down from the void. It was as if they were going to tear the sky apart. They slashed at the 2 of them. Facing this powerful sword light, Shuekaluo and Shadow felt like the end of the world was coming. They felt fear instinctively. Without thinking, they dodged to the side. When the 2 of them dodged, 2 large hands covered with Dao patterns descended from the sky. They were like 2 mountains as they ruthlessly slapped on their bodies and sent them flying. Blood spurted out of their mouths. Third uncle. Seeing Fu Qingshan's bloody chest, Fu Yue's eyes reddened. She wanted to run over. Don't go, Yue. Third uncle's situation is not as bad as you think. If I'm not wrong, third uncle has entered a mysterious state. He's evolving his bloodline and trying to become a 6th-grade Beast King. Yi Chen-feng's soul was so powerful that he could easily sense Fu Qingshan's situation. He quickly grabbed Fu Yue's soft hand. It's you. Blood sprayed out of Shuekaluo's mouth as he crawled to his feet. When he saw Yi Chen-feng's familiar face and sensed his mountain-like aura, he reacted just like gang leader 10,000 Kills and the others. He trembled in fear. Shuekaluo, Shadow, we meet again. You didn't expect me to return so soon, did you? Yi Chen-feng clasped his hands behind his back as he stared at the dumbfounded Shuekaluo and Shuekaluo. It seems that you were the one who massacred the Wu family. The black-robed figure stared sharply at Yi Chen-feng as he spoke faintly. That's right. I was the one who destroyed the Wu family. Now it's your turn. Yi Chen-feng's killing intent, which was accumulated from blood and bones, locked onto the Shadow and Shadow. Kuluo, we can't stay here any longer. Let's leave this place quickly and report to the king. Sensing the fierce, murderous aura released by Yi Chen-feng, the Shadow smelled a strong sense of danger and thought of retreating. His body flashed slightly and turned into an afterimage, dodging outside. Where do you think you're going? Just as the Shadow was about to break out, Yi Chen-feng flew out using the sword step. Like a sword of lightning, he blocked the Shadow's path of escape. 60 sword Dao patterns shot out at the same time. With an ear-piercing sound, they attacked the Shadow with unstoppable force. Shadow Dao Will. Suddenly attacked by the sword step, The shadow immediately intertwined with the shadow Dao patterns, transforming into 3 speed shadows to dodge. However, the sword step's attack power was too terrifying. With 1 step, the sword Dao patterns that shot out sealed off all of the shadows' dodging space. They pierced through the 3 speed shadows, riddling the shadow's body with thousands of holes. He fell limply into a pool of blood, completely losing his ability to fight. Yi Chenfeng had heavily injured the 6th grade Defiant Beast King Shadow with 1 step. Xueku Luo was completely stunned. He didn't expect that in just a few years, Yi Chenfeng, who had fled Slaughter City, would grow to a level that they could only look up to. Blood pattern world. Seeing Yi Chenfeng walk over step by step, a light pattern filled with ancient patterns appeared on Xueku Luo's body. A large number of attacking blood patterns shot out. Like strange ripples, they attacked Yi Chenfeng. Facing Xueku Luo's blood pattern attack, Yi Chenfeng didn't dodge. He continued to use the sword step. Before the terrifying blood patterns could hit Yi Chenfeng, they were torn apart by the sword step Dao patterns. They couldn't hurt Yi Chenfeng at all. Seeing the overbearing and mighty Yi Chenfeng, feeling the mountain-like aura that made the air tremble, Xueku Luo was terrified. Large amounts of sweat appeared on his forehead. He couldn't help but retreat. Yi Chenfeng, don't be so arrogant. The king will be here soon. You're dead. After retreating to a cold, bone-chilling corner, Xueku Luo had to use the King of Massacre to threaten Yi Chenfeng. I dare to come back. Why would I be afraid of the King of Massacre? All right, stop talking nonsense. Accept your fate obediently. No one can save you today. With that, 30 Dao patterns of death shot out of Yi Chenfeng's body. They turned into a huge hand of death. With a despairing power, it grabbed at Xueku Luo. The giant hand of death reached out. Xueku Luo attacked with all his might. Terrifying soul skills shook the 9 heavens, but they could not shake the giant hand of death from Yi Chenfeng. Boom! The hand of death slammed down heavily on Xueku Luo's body. The terrifying power pressed him to the ground. His body was almost destroyed by this palm. God-Eater Brain, Soul Search. Just as Xueku Luo was lying in a pool of blood, screaming in fear, Yi Chenfeng appeared beside him. Using the power of the God-Eater Brain, he forcefully soul-searched Xueku Luo's soul and obtained 2 important pieces of information. The King of Slaughter was currently in seclusion on the 9th floor of the Tower of Slaughter, attempting to break through to the 3rd level of the Beast Emperor realm. However, he had yet to grasp the power of the 9 dragons, Jade Annulus. The reason why he had killed the invading Emperor Realm expert was because he had obtained an ancient Dao treasure in the ancient North Sea. Gotcha! After soul-searching, Yi Chenfeng used the soul-devouring art to devour Xueku Luo's spiritual beast. He merged it into the 2-headed Blood Dragon King's body and crushed his head, ending his evil life. Now it's your turn. After killing Xueku Luo, Yi Chenfeng looked at Shadow, who was lying in a pool of blood. Wait, I'm willing to submit to you. Please spare my life. Seeing Yi Chenfeng kill Xueku Luo, the arrogant Shadow had to beg for mercy. Don't worry, Shadow. I won't kill you. I'll just suppress you. When the King of Massacre breaks through to become a Class 3 combat Beast Emperor, I'll give you to him intact and let him merge with you to increase his strength further. The God-Eater Brain had evolved, and its ability to see through things had greatly improved. When Yi Chenfeng was fighting Shadow, he noticed something and was basically sure that Shadow was the King of Massacre's clone. Shadow's expression changed when he heard that Yi Chenfeng knew his secret. Sky Demon Chain Bind. A chain as black as ink broke out of Yi Chenfeng's body. Like a black dragon, it coiled around the Shadow and restrained him. Chirp! Chirp! While Yi Chenfeng was forcefully suppressing the King of Massacre's clone, a high-pitched chirp sounded from Fu Qingshan's body. A lifelike green Emperor rock flew out of Fu Qingshan's body. It emitted a divine aura and soared in the void. The moment Fu Qingshan evolved into the Green Emperor rock bloodline, his powerful bloodline power broke through the bottleneck and broke through to become a Class 6 Combat Beast Emperor. Mobile users, please browse to him. Mobile reading website. Book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 752. Yu Chengfeng. The moment Fu Qingshan broke through, he woke up from his ethereal state. When he saw Fu Yue guarding him and Yi Changfeng suppressing the shadow not far away, he was stunned for a moment and smiled gratefully. Congratulations, third uncle. Your bloodline has evolved, and you have broken through to the 6th level of the Defiant Beast King realm. Fu Yue heaved a sigh of relief and said gratefully, Thank you, Yu Chengfeng. Thank you for protecting me. If it wasn't for you, I would have lost my life here. Fu Qingshan knew that under such a dangerous situation, there was no way he could have survived. He was grateful from the bottom of his heart. Third uncle, this is all thanks to Chengfeng. He was the one who saved me. Fu Yue looked at Yi Changfeng, who was showing off his invincible power, and explained briefly. Third uncle Fu, Yu, this shadow is the King of Massacre's clone. I have suppressed him, so the King of Massacre should already know. In order to prevent any accidents from happening, you should quickly leave the Massacre inner city and wait for me in the outer city. Although the King of Massacre's realm was far from Mo Fengyun's, his methods were not inferior to Mo Fengyun's. In addition, he had a Gudao treasure from the ancient land of the North Sea. Yi Chengfeng did not dare to be careless and urged. Chengfeng, do you want me to stay and help you? Fu Qingshan asked. His bloodline had evolved, and he had broken through to the next level. No need. I can deal with the King of Massacre by myself. You can wait for me in the outer city. Yi Chengfeng shook his head and said, All right then. Fu Qingshan did not insist and left the 7th level of the Massacre Pagoda with Fu Yue. Sword Puppet, Golden Clear Dragon Bloodline, help me suppress him. Don't let him escape. After Fu Qingshan and Fu Yue left, Yi Chengfeng summoned the Sword Puppet and Golden Clear Dragon Bloodline to suppress the shadow that was restrained by the Sky Demon. He went to the 9 Dragon Jade Wall alone. The spatial pressure outside the 9 Dragon Jade Wall has increased by so much. Through the transmission array, Yi Changfeng arrived at the winding mountain road outside the 9 Dragon Jade Wall. He felt that the spatial pressure coming from the mountain peak had increased by several folds. There was barely anyone on the mountain road. However, Yi Chengfeng's strength was no longer the same as before. The spatial pressure produced by the 9 Dragons Jade Annulus was no longer a threat to him. Yi Chengfeng's body flickered, and like an invincible divine sword, he tore through the spatial pressure of the mountain toppling howl and rushed towards the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus at an extremely fast speed. In just 10 breaths of time, Yi Changfeng appeared beneath the 9 Dragon Jade Wall at an astonishing speed. Through the clouds, he could see the 9 Dragon Jade Wall that extended for countless miles. More than half of the 9 Dragon Jade Wall pierced through the clouds. On the side of the 9 Dragon Jade Annulus, there was a golden stone tablet. Yi Chengfeng's name appeared at the top of the golden stone tablet. Sword God Yi Chengfeng. 10 men and women with extraordinary auras stood within the 9 Dragon Jade Wall, preparing to enter and challenge it. Halt! Today, the 9 Dragon Jade Wall does not permit outsiders to enter. Come back another day. Seeing the unfamiliar face of Yi Chengfeng, a middle-aged man in a black battle robe with a ghost face tattooed on his chest, and a chilling aura swept his gaze over Yi Chengfeng. He was a level 5 Beast King and gave off a cold aura. Yi Chengfeng turned a deaf ear to the black-clothed man's warning. With heavy footsteps, he walked towards the 9 Dragon Jade Wall. Motherfucker, did you not hear me? I told you to scram. The black-clothed man saw that Yi Chengfeng was ignoring him, and his face immediately darkened. Pah! A crisp sound of slap was heard. Yi Chengfeng swung his palm across the air and directly slapped the black-clothed man, who couldn't dodge in time. His body drew a beautiful arc in the air like a kite with its string cut before fiercely slamming into the ground. 2 slightly yellowed teeth mixed with blood spilled on the ground, blinding people's eyes under the sunlight. Motherfucker, you're quite bold, daring to injure someone from my Sunluo temple. Do you believe? Before the black-clothed man's companion could finish his warning, the sword god title on the tablet suddenly emitted a blinding golden light. It turned into an illusory or that revolved around Yi Qinfeng. Look, the sword god title is shining. Could he be the number one on the 9-dragon jade wall? Sword god Yi Qinfeng? Seeing the golden light of the sword god title resonating with Yi Qinfeng, everyone present was stunned. Their gazes towards Yi Qinfeng constantly changed. A few tall girls with extraordinary looks looked at Yi Qinfeng with even more fervent gazes. If it weren't for Yi Qinfeng's aura being too fierce, they would have already gone up to strike up a conversation. The Sunluo temple expert who had just scolded Yi Qinfeng revealed a frightened expression. He couldn't help but take 2 steps back, afraid that Yi Qinfeng would retaliate against him. Yi Qinfeng, I didn't think you would dare to return. The old man in charge of guarding the 9-dragon jade wall appeared. He coldly looked at Yi Qinfeng and spoke in an awe-inspiring manner. This isn't a tiger's den. Why wouldn't I dare to return? Yi Qinfeng looked at the guardian elder expressionlessly as he spoke, neither happy nor sad. With that, Dao diagrams of the sword appeared beneath Yi Qinfeng's feet. He propped up the void and walked step by step towards the 9-dragon jade wall. How dare you? Seeing that Yi Qinfeng still dared to enter the 9-dragon jade wall, the elder roared and immediately fused with the 9-dragon jade wall's power. He wanted to kill Yi Qinfeng in one fell swoop. You think you're worthy of borrowing the 9-dragon jade wall's power? Yi Qinfeng coldly snorted. He formed a palm that was covered in Dao runes from afar. The palm was filled with the Dao of death and thunder runes. It descended from the sky and smashed through the elder's dragon phantoms with astonishing might. In the next moment, Yi Qinfeng formed a second palm that was filled with the Dao of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. It headed towards the elder, whose expression changed drastically. With one palm strike, the sky shook violently and space twisted. The power of the 5 elements annihilated all the light, making everyone present feel suffocated. Boom! Yi Qinfeng's palm pressed the elder, who was a level 6 beast king, into the hard ground. Large amounts of blood spurted out like a fountain. If Yi Qinfeng hadn't shown mercy by withdrawing part of his power, this palm would have been enough to crush him into pieces. After severely injuring the elder, Yi Qinfeng no longer hesitated. He flew into the 9-dragon jade wall under everyone's respectful gazes. He stepped on the ancient bluestone stairs and began to climb the 9-dragon jade wall's 9 layers of space. As Yi Qinfeng climbed the 9-dragon jade wall space, he was constantly attacked by the flame dragon world. However, Yi Qinfeng's strength was no longer the same as before. The flame dragon world that had caused him so much trouble in the past was no longer a problem for him. Yi Qinfeng's finger constantly pointed out. The intertwined Dao patterns constantly pierced through the flame dragon sword art, shattering it and tearing apart the layers of space. In less than half an incense stick's time, Yi Qinfeng tore through the 9-dragon jade wall's 8 layers of space and arrived at the 9-dragon jade wall's 9 layers of space. He saw the towering 9-dragon stone tablet with 9 fire dragons circling it. It emitted a boundless aura and was sacred and inviolable. Yi Qinfeng took a step forward. The sword Dao diagram beneath his feet instantly tore apart the pressure of space as he walked step by step to the 9-dragon stone tablet. Senior, it's me. I'm back. Yi Qinfeng endured the terrifying dragon aura from the 9-dragon stone tablet. The powerful God-Eater brain didn't sense the aura left behind by the King of Massacre in the 9-dragon stone tablet. It bowed deeply to the 9-dragon stone tablet and said respectfully, "Remember the website. Sandwich Chinese Network." Chapter 753. It's you. Although Yi Qinfeng's aura was a few hundred times stronger than the last time, the mysterious soul in the 9-dragon stone tablet still recognized him. A firm and powerful voice rang out from the 9-dragon stone tablet. "Senior, I have returned this time to go to the ancient land of the North Sea to destroy the evil soul and obtain the white dragons and white tiger's corpses. Please allow me. Yi Chenfeng respectfully explained his origins. Junior, although your growth speed has exceeded my expectations and your foundation is incomparably solid, you still haven't broken through to the Battle Beast Emperor realm. The evil soul that I've suppressed with the 9-dragon jade annulus is extremely terrifying. Once it's released, it's very likely that all lives will be plunged into misery and suffering. You might even be killed by it. The mysterious voice solemnly reminded. I know, but if Senior is willing to help me, I have an 80% chance of destroying the evil soul. Yi Chenfeng said firmly. 80%? You are so confident? The mysterious voice was surprised. Then what are you relying on to destroy the evil soul? The spirit of the saint artifact. Yi Chenfeng said. You subdued the spirit of the saint artifact in this low-level realm? The mysterious voice was surprised. Yes, if Senior is willing to help me fuse the spirit of the saint artifact into the 9-dragon jade annulus, I should be able to destroy the evil soul with the help of the saint artifact's power. Yi Chenfeng nodded and said, Junior, you are really surprising me more and more. With your strength, you are actually able to subdue the spirit of the saint artifact. It seems like you might really be that person in the dark. The mysterious voice came from the heaven region and knew how terrifying the spirit of the saint artifact was. Even ordinary divine saint realm experts would not be able to subdue the spirit of the saint artifact, but Yi Chenfeng had done it. This made him believe that Yi Chenfeng had a shocking secret. However, it was only a remnant soul, and its mission was to suppress the white tiger evil soul. It did not covet Yi Chenfeng's big secret. After thinking about it, it decided to give the precious 9-dragon jade annulus to Yi Chenfeng. Junior, summon your spirit of the saint artifact, and let me see its grade. The mysterious voice said. Yes. With the evolution of the god-devouring brain, Yi Chenfeng was not afraid that the mysterious soul inside the 9-dragon stone steel would turn against him. With a thought, he summoned the sacred artifact spirit sealed inside the chaos divine wood. What a terrifying power! The power contained within this saint artifact spirit is so terrifying. I'm afraid this is a saint artifact spirit at the perfect level. Sensing the frightening energy contained within the sacred artifact spirit, the mysterious voice could not help but cry out in surprise. It was surprised by the grade of the sacred artifact spirit that Yi Chenfeng had subdued. Junior, you're really surprising me more and more. This 9-dragon jade annulus has fused with the spirit of a saint item. It can definitely unleash the power of a saint item and shake this space. However, your cultivation level is too low. You can only unleash 1% of the saint item's power. So, using it to deal with the white tiger evil spirit is accompanied by a certain amount of risk, said the mysterious voice. I wonder if Senior can lend this junior a helping hand at a critical moment. Yi Chenfeng requested. My mission is to destroy the evil soul, and you are the greatest opportunity to do so. Fine, I will help you at the last moment. But whether or not you can destroy the evil soul and obtain the white tiger and white dragon skeletons will depend on your luck, said the mysterious voice. Thank you, Senior. Yi Chenfeng was overjoyed when he heard the mysterious voice's reply. He thanked him. Yes, I didn't misjudge you. You can help me complete my mission and destroy the white tiger evil spirit. After that, a terrifying dragon roar came from the 9-dragon stone steel. The roar pierced through the 9-dragon jade annulus and soared into the sky, scattering the thick clouds in the sky. As for the people outside the 9-dragon jade annulus, their souls were injured by the 9-dragon roars. They fell to the ground with blood flowing out of their 7 orifices, revealing looks of horror. Dragon roars. He really went to the 9-dragon jade annulus. On the 9th floor of the Slaughter Tower, the King of Massacre, who was soaking in a milky white spiritual pool and was on the verge of breaking through, was also awakened by the 9-dragon roars. He revealed a gloomy expression. Yi Chenfeng, you are really my fated enemy. However, The secret of the 9-dragon jade annulus is not that easy to obtain. When I break through to rank 3 Beast Emperor, it will be the time of your death. The King of Massacre took a deep breath and cleared his mind. He took out a small piece of white beast bone from his universe ring. This piece of beast bone was obtained by him in the Northern Sea ancient land. It contained an extremely vigorous life, force, and pure energy. It was also his greatest reliance to break through to rank 3 Beast Emperor. Flame of life, refine. The King of Massacre spat out a mouthful of flame of life and devoured the white beast bone. It quickly melted and refined the pure life force into his body. He was going all out to break through to rank 3 Beast Emperor. However, what the King of Massacre did not expect was that not only had Yi Chunfeng obtained the approval of the mysterious spirit within the 9-dragon jade annulus, he had also used all his strength to make the 9-dragon jade annulus recognize him as its master. Continuously pour your blood essence into the 9-dragon jade annulus and make it recognize you as its master. The mysterious voice instructed. All right, Yi Chunfeng nodded. He bit his finger and pressed it on the 9-dragon jade annulus, which had shrunk to the size of a palm and had 9 dragon patterns engraved on it. He continuously poured his blood essence into the 9-dragon jade annulus, trying to make it recognize him as its master. After fusing with a large amount of life force and breaking through to Half-Emperor realm, Yi Chunfeng's blood essence became even more vigorous and powerful. His chi was like a smoke signal. When he crazily poured his blood essence into the 9-dragon jade annulus, 9 lifelike divine dragons seemed to have come alive as they revolved around the 9-dragon jade annulus. Around half an hour later, one of the divine dragons suddenly entered Yi Chunfeng's body. However, before it could attack Yi Chunfeng, it was easily suppressed by the chaotic divine wood in his heart meridians. Following this, a second and third divine dragons burrowed into Yi Chunfeng's body and were suppressed by the chaotic divine wood. When the 9th divine dragon was suppressed by the chaotic divine wood, the 9-dragon jade annulus, which had fused with a large amount of blood essence, resonated with Yi Chunfeng. It successfully recognized Yi Chunfeng as its master. Not bad, not bad. I never thought that your blood essence would be so vigorous that it could even suppress the dragon patterns. It looks like this dragon clan treasure really does belong to you. Now, fuse the Saint Artifact spirit into the 9-dragon jade annulus. Once they completely fuse, the 9-dragon jade annulus will be able to use this Saint Artifact spirit to transform into a true Saint Artifact, said the mysterious voice. Senior, my strength is limited. When a 9-dragon jade annulus fuses with the Saint Artifact spirit, I hope that Senior can lend me a hand. Yi Chunfeng requested sincerely. Don't worry. Since I have promised to help you, I will do my best to help you, said the mysterious voice. Thank you, Senior. After saying that, Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and forcibly fused the Saint Artifact spirit into the 9-dragon jade annulus. As the Saint Artifact spirit was not born from the 9-dragon jade annulus, the moment it entered the 9-dragon jade annulus, it immediately suffered a backlash from the 9-dragon jade annulus. The 9 dragon-shaped ancient runes attacked the Saint Artifact spirit on their own accord. Waves after waves of extremely destructive energy were released through the 9-dragon jade annulus, causing Yi Chunfeng to bear a great amount of pressure. Yi Chunfeng relied on his powerful physical body to continuously inject soul power into the 9-dragon jade annulus, forcibly fusing the 9-dragon jade annulus with the Saint Artifact spirit. Just as he was feeling a little powerless, a soul power beyond Yi Chunfeng's imagination fused into the 9-dragon jade annulus, forcibly suppressing the 9-dragon jade annulus and the Saint Artifact spirit. Under the suppression of this powerful soul power, the Saint Artifact spirit and the 9-dragon jade annulus gradually calmed down and began the slow process of fusing. Time passed as the two treasures fused. Remember the URL. Sandwich Chinese Network. Chapter 754. A month passed by quickly. Suddenly, an earth-shattering dragon roar resounded from the nine-dragon jade annulus. It reverberated throughout the entire space, causing the heavens and earth to change. In the next moment, the nine-dragon jade annulus that had stood tall in the Tower of Slaughter for countless years shattered. A large number of cracks covered the surface of the jade annulus, shocking everyone outside. The news of the nine-dragon jade annulus shattering was like a gust of wind that swept through the entire Tower of Slaughter, causing everyone to tremble in fear and shock. Just as a large number of experts took the risk to enter the nine-dragon jade annulus to investigate, a suffocating black figure appeared. A terrifying aura enveloped the space outside the nine-dragon jade annulus, causing everyone to feel as if their insides were about to explode. The King of Slaughter, he actually came as well. What? He is the King of Slaughter? Shoo, lower your voice. If the king hears you call him that, you will lose your life. Looking at the King of Slaughter, who had suddenly appeared with unfathomable strength and monstrous killing intent, the spectators under the nine-dragon jade annulus were so frightened that they retreated one after another. They didn't dare to get close to him, lest they lose their lives. Yi Chen-feng, I really underestimated you. I didn't expect you to actually shatter a treasure like the nine-dragon jade annulus. It seems like you should have inherited the inheritance of the nine-dragon jade annulus. The King of Slaughter stepped on the void and looked at the nine-dragon jade annulus that was filled with cracks like a spider web. Dense killing intent shot out from his eyes that were as deep as the sea. Ancient instant mirror, shatter for me. An ancient bronze mirror inlaid with star-shaped gems appeared. The surface of the mirror was dull, but it was covered with ancient patterns. Under his control, a beam of light shot out, attacking the nine-dragon jade annulus that was covered with cracks. The ancient instant mirror that the King of Slaughter had obtained in the ancient North Sea was an ancient Tao treasure that surpassed Tao treasures. The attack it contained could be said to be earth-shattering and shocking. Boom! After being attacked by the ancient instant mirror, a hole immediately appeared in the nine-dragon jade wall, which was filled with cracks. The mirror light filled with the power of Tao will pierce towards Yi Chen-feng, who is in the nine-dragon jade wall's ninth layer space. Be careful. As the ancient instant mirror light attacked, the mysterious voice immediately warned. Yi Chen-feng, with his powerful soul, had already sensed it. He didn't hesitate to control the nine-dragon jade annulus to block it. Boom! When a moment's ancient mirror light hit the nine-dragon jade wall, it immediately exploded with a shocking destructive power. It gave Yi Chen-feng endless pressure. Senior, what kind of treasure is attacking me? Why is it so powerful? After personally experiencing the might of the ancient instant mirror, Yi Chen-feng revealed a look of deep shock as he asked. That seems to be the Gudao treasure, the ancient mirror of Xana left behind by the golden white tiger that I was chasing. The mysterious voice said, who would have thought that after so many years, this Gudao treasure would appear? Ancient Xana mirror. Senior, please continue to help me fuse with the nine-dragon jade annulus. I will go out and deal with the King of Massacre. Although the King of Massacre's ancient Tao treasure was a great threat to Yi Chen-feng, the sword puppet could counter the ancient instant mirror's attacks. Moreover, Yi Chen-feng also wanted to personally end the grudge between him and the King of Massacre. Junior, if I'm not wrong, the person controlling the ancient instant mirror is a level 3 combat beast emperor. He is far stronger than you. With the help of the ancient instant mirror, you have no chance of winning. The mysterious voice warned solemnly. Senior, don't worry. If I can't even defeat him, how can I go to the ancient land of North Sea to eliminate the evil soul? Yi Chen-feng's lips curled up slightly, brimming with confidence. After saying that, Yi Chen-feng used the sword steps. With each step, he covered 10 miles. It was as if the ground had shrunk to an inch as he flew out of the nine-dragon jade annulus. As Yi Chen-feng flew towards the entrance of the nine-dragon jade annulus, he was constantly attacked by the ancient instant mirror. However, Yi Chen-feng used the sword steps and dodged at an unfathomable speed. The ancient instant mirror was unable to harm Yi Chen-feng in the slightest. just as the King of Massacre was controlling the ancient instant mirror to continue attacking. A huge hand filled with 5 elements Tao intent broke through the cracked 9-dragon jade annulus and broke through the air. It smashed towards the King of Massacre with the weight of Mount Tai. 5 elements Tao intent. The King of Massacre's eyebrows twitched slightly, revealing an astonished expression. After not seeing him for so many years, Yi Qinfeng had not only broken through to the half-step combat Beast Emperor realm, he had also comprehended the mysterious and unfathomable 5 elements Tao intent. Ancient instant mirror, break. The 5 elements palm smashed towards Yi Qinfeng with an unparalleled destructive power. The King of Massacre did not dodge. Instead, he controlled the ancient instant mirror to shine towards the 5 elements palm. The terrifying ancient instant mirror directly pierced through the 5 elements palm, shattering Yi Qinfeng's counterattack. King of Massacre, we meet again. However, you have really impressed me. In just a few years, you have actually broken through to the 3rd level combat Beast Emperor realm. Seems like you have obtained many opportunities in the Northern Sea. After the 5 elements palm was shattered, Yi Qinfeng was like a divine sword as he flew out of the 9-dragon jade annulus. Stepping on the sword diagram, he looked at the gloomy King of Massacre. Yi Qinfeng, you have given me an even bigger surprise. I really regret not killing you back then and allowing you to grow to such an extent. The King of Massacre stared at Yi Qinfeng and said with killing intent, however, this time, you have no chance of surviving. After killing you, everything on you will be mine. King of Massacre, I don't know if you have heard of this saying before. Wishes are beautiful, but reality is cruel. Since I dare to come here, I'm naturally not afraid of you. Yi Qinfeng's clothes fluttered in the wind as he stood in midair. He did not show any signs of weakness. The battle intent emitted from his body continued to rise, causing ripples to appear in the air around him. Challenging the King of Massacre? Does this Yi Qinfeng want to become the owner of Massacre City? This Yi Qinfeng is indeed monstrous. However, I am more optimistic about the King of Massacre. With his strength and the ancient mirror in his hand, I'm afraid he can make Yi Qinfeng lose his ability to fight with a single strike. It's hard to say. This Yi Qinfeng is a titled sword god, the number 1 person in the 9-dragon jade annulus. I'm afraid his strength has reached a level that we can't touch. Seeing the two of them not showing any signs of weakness, the spectators who were hiding in the distance kept guessing who would have the last laugh. Yi Qinfeng, let me see how much you have grown after all these years. Killing intent flashed in the King of Massacre's eyes. The heaven-slaying sword, a mid-grade heaven artifact, appeared in his hand. It was like a spatial crack that tore through the void as it pierced towards Yi Qinfeng. Seeing that the King of Massacre's sword was about to pierce Yi Qinfeng's throat at an astonishing speed, the power of the 5 spiritual pearls in Yi Qinfeng's body suddenly erupted. He stretched out 2 fingers and directly clamped the tip of the heaven-slaying sword, preventing it from piercing any further. What a great strength! Feeling the 20 million gene of force coming from Yi Qinfeng's fingertips, the King of Massacre's expression changed slightly. A huge wave of emotions surged in his heart. He realized that he had really underestimated Yi Qinfeng. Now, Yi Qinfeng had really grown to a level where he could stand shoulder to shoulder with him. Just as the King of Massacre wanted to forcefully withdraw the heaven-slaying sword and change his attack method, Yi Qinfeng's fingers, which were comparable to a supreme-grade heaven artifact, suddenly exerted force. The 20 million gene of force burst forth and broke the tip of the heaven-slaying sword. King of Massacre, I realize that you're really too shabby. You're actually using a mid-grade heaven artifact. Clamping the tip of the heaven-slaying sword with 2 fingers, Yi Qinfeng coldly mocked. He then summoned the mid-grade Tao artifact, the Emperor Celestial Sword. Boundless sword aura gushed out from the Emperor Celestial Sword, slicing through the surrounding space. In the next moment, Yi Qinfeng slashed out with all his might with the Emperor Celestial Sword. The blazing sword light stole away the light of heaven and earth, as if it was going to split the sky into two. The sword slashed towards the King of Massacre, whose expression changed slightly. Mobile users, please browse to M. Reading. Mobile reader's homepage. This book's address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You'll be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blogs, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 755. Middle Grade Dao Artifact. You have a mid-grade Dao artifact. Sensing the power of the Emperor Heaven's Sword, the King of Massacre immediately controlled the ancient instant mirror to block in front of him, blocking the sword light. Chilling Water Pearl, Ice Seal. When the Emperor Heaven's Sword light was shattered by the ancient instant mirror, Yi Chunfeng shot out the Quasi-Dao treasure, Chilling Water Pearl. It was like a cold star that released extreme chilling air, freezing the void and heading towards the King of Massacre. Great Monument Star Fist. A large amount of starlight appeared in the King of Massacre's body. He slammed down his palm, and the endless starlight gathered to form a stone hand. The fist shattered the incoming chilling air and tore apart the frozen void. Following which, the King of Massacre controlled the ancient instant mirror to reflect on the chilling water pearl. The terrifying ancient instant mirror light reflected on the chilling water pearl and sent it flying. Such strong power, as expected of the Gu Dao treasure, an existence that surpasses Dao treasures. Sensing that the chilling water pearl was severely damaged by the attack of the ancient instant mirror, Yi Chunfeng immediately kept the chilling water pearl in his body to prevent further damage. Fiery Dragon destroys the world. The King of Massacre stepped out, and 9 fiery dragons shot out from his body. They bared their fangs and brandished their claws, attacking Yi Chunfeng with a sharp sword aura, wanting to tear him apart. King of Massacre, your attack is too old. Facing the attack of the 9 fiery dragons, Yi Chunfeng did not panic. He stepped out with his sword steps, and 60 sword Dao patterns gathered to form a powerful sword diagram. He attacked in all directions and broke the King of Massacre's attack. This is a secret technique. Seeing the sword diagram formed under Yi Chunfeng's feet, the King of Massacre's brows twitched. He was shocked by the attacking power of the sword steps. Sky Demon Chains. While the King of Massacre was shocked, 3 Sky Demon Chains broke out from Yi Chunfeng's body. They were like 3 black dragons that coiled around him. Ancient Instant Mirror. Sensing the terror of the Sky Demon Chains, the King of Massacre did not dare to let the 3 chains near him. He kept controlling the ancient instant mirror to attack. The terrifying mirror light shattered the chains. The Heaven Demon Chains were shattered by the ancient Kasana mirror, and Yi Chunfeng continued to attack with the Emperor Celestial Sword. The 7 Swords of Judgment and the Emperor Celestial Sword art complemented each other as he attacked the King of Massacre with all his might. Beast Soul Form. The King of Massacre had not expected Yi Chunfeng to have so many tricks up his sleeve. His attack power was beyond his imagination. He hurriedly ignited his powerful bloodline power and transformed into his strongest beast soul form. A terrifying white tiger shadow appeared on his body. When the power of the bloodline in his body burned to the limit, a powerful force erupted from his body. Killing intent filled the air, and the might of a tiger shook the sky. His body, which had expanded to the limit, looked like it was cast from iron. He was extremely powerful. 7 Swords of Judgment. The moment the King of Massacre transformed into his beast soul form, Yi Chunfeng wielded the Emperor Celestial Sword and slashed out the Sword of Judgment. A sword radiance, which was like the starry sky and the Milky Way, sliced through the sky with the will to rule the world. The terrifying sword might caused a vacuum to appear in the space, and the space around the King of Massacre started to collapse. Although the King of Massacre's realm was far above Yi Chunfeng's, his techniques were not as good as Yi Chunfeng's. Facing the attack of the Sword of Judgment, he could only continue to control the ancient Kasana mirror to block it. However, the power of the ancient Kasana mirror did not disappoint him. The terrifying ancient Ksana mirror light destroyed everything in its path and destroyed the Sword of Judgment. Yi Chenfeng go and die. The King of Massacre spat a mouthful of blood essence into the ancient Ksana mirror and controlled the ancient Ksana mirror to attack with all his might. He wanted to use this powerful Gu Dao treasure to severely injure Yi Chenfeng and in the battle. Sword steps. Streaks of ancient Ksana mirror light tore through the void and attacked. Yi Chenfeng used his sword steps and moved around in midair, dodging the attacks of the ancient Ksana mirror. He summoned the three sky spirits to counterattack the King of Massacre. As Yi Chenfeng's strength increased, the power of the three sky spirits became even more terrifying. The wrath of God's punishment was like the fury of a god. It shook the sky and was like a tsunami, causing people to feel fear. Too scary. The two of them are too scary. I think the aftershock of their battle will be enough to turn me into dust, a level 6 defiant beast king said with lingering fear. Yeah, with their strength, they can even make a name for themselves in Xingluo Sky City. The battle between Yi Chenfeng and the King of Massacre created a terrifying destructive power. The spectators once again retreated more than 1,000 meters, afraid that they would be swept away by the aftershock and die without a corpse. Dragon's bloodline ignition. Yi Chenfeng and the King of Massacre fought intensely for more than an hour and were suppressed by the ancient Ksana mirror. Without hesitation, he ignited his dragon's bloodline and transformed into a half-human, half-dragon beast soul, increasing his strength further. With the increase in his strength, Yi Chenfeng's sword steps became even faster. With one step, he unleashed 10,000 swords, dodging the ancient Ksana mirror light and closing in on the King of Massacre. 3 absolutes of water restriction, illusory flood, dragon water, shadow. Yi Chenfeng's left hand moved rapidly, and surging Dao intent gushed out from his body, turning into a lifelike flood dragon. It stirred up the turbulent air currents and blasted towards the King of Massacre. When the King of Massacre controlled the ancient Ksana mirror to shatter the illusory flood dragon water shadow, Yi Chenfeng stepped on the boundless sword light and mysteriously disappeared before his eyes. At the next moment, Yi Chenfeng appeared behind the King of Massacre. With one hand, he struck out the merciless Heaven Dao, while with the other he slashed out the Emperor Heavenly Sword Art. The Dao intent of the two Dao techniques caused the void to distort. It was like 2 huge mountains that smashed towards the King of Massacre. Boom! Boom! The King of Massacre's reaction was extremely fast. With the ancient Ksana mirror in his hand, he blocked the Emperor Heavenly Sword Art. However, he was unable to block the merciless Heaven Dao. The terrifying Heavenly Dao's prowess broke through the King of Massacre's physical defense. It was like a flood that had broken through a dam and blasted into his body. The King of Massacre fell from midair to the ground, smashing a huge hole in the ground. He's injured. The King of Massacre has been injured by Yi Chenfeng. Oh my God, could it be that Massacre City is really going to change? Witnessing the scene before them, almost everyone was shocked by Yi Chenfeng's astonishing battle prowess. News of the shocking battle between Yi Chenfeng and the King of Massacre also spread like wildfire throughout Massacre City. What a strong physical body. Yi Chenfeng discovered that the King of Massacre's physical body had not been destroyed even after being attacked by the merciless Heaven Dao. He revealed a look of astonishment, astonished at the King of Massacre's physical defense. However, after a short moment of astonishment, Yi Chenfeng summoned the Vermilion Bird Cauldron. He controlled the Vermilion Bird Cauldron to expand continuously and suppress the King of Massacre. He wanted to severely injure the King of Massacre in one move and in the battle. Ancient Ksana Mirror, Ancient Mirror Light. Sensing the destructive power of the Vermilion Bird Cauldron, the King of Massacre, who had fallen into the pit, continued to control the ancient Ksana mirror to attack. The terrifying ancient mirror light was like a long river of energy that blasted onto the Vermilion Bird Cauldron. The terrifying attack caused the Vermilion Bird Cauldron to explode. The moment the ancient Ksana mirror shook the Vermilion Bird Cauldron, Yi Qinfeng's attacks came one after another. The terrifying Dao Will attack was like a crack in space, blasting into the pit that the King of Massacre had fallen into. At the same time, the Chaos Divine Beast that had been hiding in Yi Qinfeng's body also let out a destructive roar. Like a destructive light ball, it blasted into the pit that was full of cracks. In an instant, the peak of the mountain collapsed. A huge force spread for hundreds of miles, causing the space to fluctuate and become chaotic. The spectators were so frightened that they all fled. They did not dare to stay on a mountain peak for too long. The King of Massacre was attacked again, and a large amount of blood spurted out from his mouth. In a head-on battle with Yi Qinfeng, the King of Massacre was injured. Mobile users, please browse to M. Reading. Mobile reading site. This book's address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 756. Swish, the bloodied King of Massacre flew out of the pit and didn't attack again. Instead, he raised his speed to the peak and flew out of the Nine Dragons Jade Wall. Where are you running to? When Yi Qinfeng saw the King of Massacre suddenly escaping, he immediately burned his golden rock bloodline and gave chase, not giving him a chance to escape. Sword steps, using his absolute speed to close the distance between him and the King of Massacre. Yi Qinfeng's feet flashed with a large number of sword Dao patterns. He tore through the void and attacked the King of Massacre, slowing down his speed. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As the dense sword Dao patterns attacked, the King of Massacre continued to control the instant ancient mirror to attack. The terrifying instant ancient mirror was like a broken barrier that scattered and destroyed the sword steps attack. So you want to merge with the shadow. After chasing the King of Massacre out of the Nine Dragons Jade Annulus, Yi Qinfeng discovered that the King of Massacre was flying towards the place where the shadow was suppressed. He immediately guessed the King of Massacre's intentions and mentally notified Jin Qing, the Dragon Blood Lion, and the Sword Spirit Puppet. Roar! Seeing the King of Massacre flying over, the Jin Qing Dragon Blood Lion immediately activated his Dragon Bloodline and Golden Lion Bloodline. He released a terrifying Dragon Lion power and attacked the King of Massacre, wanting to force him back. Class 8 Heavenly Beast. Feeling the burst of demonic energy from the Jin Qing Dragon Bloodline, the severely injured King of Massacre had a slight change in expression. He immediately controlled the instant ancient mirror to attack. The unstoppable instant ancient mirror shattered the Dragon Lion power released by the Jin Qing Dragon Bloodline and appeared beside the shadow that was bound by the Sky Demon chains. Crescent Sword Arc. The sword puppet decisively made his move. He turned himself into a sword and slashed out a sword that was like a crescent moon in the sky. It cut through the air and slashed towards the King of Massacre. PFFF, PFFF, PFFF. When the sword puppet slashed with all his strength, the King of Massacre immediately spat out several mouthfuls of essence blood into the instant ancient mirror. He activated the ancient mirror's attacking power and attacked the sword puppet at close range. Boom! The instant ancient mirror blasted onto the sword puppet's body and instantly blocked the attack. It also consumed 1/10 of the sword puppet's energy. The King of Massacre seized this opportunity and used his powerful strength to tear apart the Sky Demon chains and rescue the shadow. Fuse! The King of Massacre roared. Before Yi Qinfeng, Jin Qing, the Dragon Blood Lion, and the sword puppet could attack, he merged with his doppelganger. After fusing with the shadow, the King of Massacre had not only recovered a large amount of his energy, his strength had also increased steadily. Very soon, he had reached the limit of a level 3 Beast Emperor. The roars of dragons and tigers could be heard from his body. Dragon might. Could it be that the King of Massacre refined the dragon egg in the Northern Sea? When Yi Qinfeng sensed the sudden increase in the King of Massacre's strength and the dragon might he released, he immediately guessed that the King of Massacre had not only obtained the ancient instant mirror in the Northern Sea's ancient land, but also the remaining dragon egg. Yi Qianfeng, I will kill you today. The king of massacre roared as he looked at Yi Qianfeng, who was hot on his heels, with his demonic flames covering the sky. 9 flaming dragons once again shot out from his body, baring their fangs and brandishing their claws as they locked down the void and bombarded Yi Qianfeng. We don't know who will die yet. Yi Qianfeng took a step forward and unleashed 100 swords, tearing apart the 9 flaming dragons as easily as crushing dry weeds. 9 swords of slaughter heaven. The instant Yi Qianfeng broke through the flaming dragons of destruction, the king of massacre executed his ultimate move. Dao intent of death and Dao intent of sword surged out from his body, transforming into 9 swords of slaughter. They devoured all the light in the surroundings and slashed towards Yi Qianfeng. Emperor's startling heaven slash. The 9 swords of slaughter that were isolated from the void attacked. Yi Qianfeng smelled a strong sense of danger. Without hesitation, he condensed 8 killing halos and slashed out a shocking sword light that was filled with the Emperor's aura. The surging slaughter energy and Dao intent fused together. The sword split the void into 2 halves. The terrifying Dao intent split the void into 2 halves, and the end couldn't be seen with a single glance. The 2 great Dao techniques clashed in midair, immediately forming a destructive storm. The shockwaves caused cracks to appear in the void, devouring everything in the surroundings. It was a hair-raising sight. Oh no! After the 2 great Dao techniques clashed for 3 breaths, a sword of slaughter heaven suddenly tore through the storm and slashed towards Yi Qianfeng at a speed that was hard to see with the naked eye. Black Devil Scissors break. Yi Qianfeng's quasi-Dao treasure, the Black Devil Scissors, broke out of his body and cut the sword of slaughter heaven into pieces. Another quasi-Dao treasure. Sensing the power of the Black Devil Scissors, the king of massacre revealed a hint of surprise. He was surprised by Yi Qianfeng's endless means and trump cards. Sword Puppet restrained the ancient instant mirror. In order to severely injure the king of massacre, Yi Qianfeng immediately ordered the sword puppet to approach him and use its indestructible body to restrain the ancient instant mirror. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As the sword puppet approached, the king of massacre immediately controlled the ancient instant mirror to attack the sword puppet. After being continuously attacked by the ancient instant mirror, the energy in the sword puppet's body was rapidly depleted. However, its body was not injured at all. Suzaku Cauldron. While the king of massacre was controlling the ancient instant mirror to attack the sword puppet, Yi Qianfeng awakened the Suzaku soul and controlled the Suzaku Cauldron to suppress the king of massacre. Great Monument Star Punch. The Suzaku Cauldron that suppressed the void fell like a volcano. The king of massacre immediately poured all his soul power and Dao while in his right fist and blasted out a dazzling punch toward the Suzaku Cauldron. Triple Ultimate Water Restriction, Illusory Dragon Water Shadow. The instant the king of massacre relied on his absolute strength to block the Vermilion Bird Cauldron, Yi Qianfeng used the sword steps to close in on the king of massacre. At such a close distance, he blasted out a lifelike berserk dragon that twisted the void and attacked. Roar of Chaos. As Yi Qianfeng attacked, the divine beast of chaos also released a terrifying roar at the same time. The 3 ultimates of water were the #1 martial arts of the EC Palace. The power of the last move was even more shocking. Together with a roar of chaos, it bombarded the king of massacre, who couldn't dodge in time. It immediately broke through his defense and injured him. Large amounts of blood spurted out of his mouth. Ancient Instant Mirror, destroy them for me. After being injured by Yi Qianfeng once again, the king of massacre, whose blood and chi were in turmoil, went berserk. He continuously spat out blood essence into the ancient instant mirror, activating the strongest might of the ancient instant mirror, illuminating the surroundings. The scarlet ancient instant mirror forced Yi Qianfeng, Jin Qing, and the dragon bloodline back. The energy in the sword puppet's body was also rapidly depleted. After using the power of the ancient instant mirror to force Yi Chenfeng back, the injured king of Massacre didn't dare to stay any longer. His body flashed and was about to escape. King of Massacre, didn't you say you were going to kill me? Why are you running away? When Yi Chenfeng saw the king of Massacre suddenly running away, he quickly burned his golden rock bloodline to stop him. When Yi Chenfeng used his sword steps to dodge the destructive attack of the ancient instant mirror, 3 sky demon chains broke out of his body and sealed the space. They bound towards the king of Massacre and didn't give him a chance to escape. However, the king of Massacre had the terrifying ancient instant mirror. He kept on shattering the sky demon chains and attacking Yi Chenfeng, preventing him from getting close. However, under the suppression of Yi Chenfeng's endless attacks, the king of Massacre was unable to break out and escape. The two of them fought fiercely in the Massacre Pagoda, destroying a large number of buildings and tearing the space in the pagoda. The fluctuations caused the restrictions in the pagoda to tremble. Just as the two of them were at the climax of the battle, the king of Massacre suddenly relied on his strong physical body to take on the Emperor's Sky Sword. He paid the price of being injured and got close to Yi Chenfeng. Die! The king of Massacre, who was spurting out blood, roared, and his soul power surged into the instant's ancient mirror. Boundless mirror light shone, sealing off the space that Yi Chenfeng could use to dodge, and forcibly sending the vermilion bird cauldron flying. Just as the sword spirit puppet relied on its indestructible body to block the ancient instant mirror, an incomparably sharp bone broke out of its body and pierced towards Yi Chenfeng's chest at a very close distance. At the last moment, the king of Massacre used his hidden trump card. A strange white bone launched a fatal attack towards Yi Chenfeng. Mobile users, please browse to mobile reading website. This book's address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 757. Godly Demon Bloodline Ignition. Godly Demon Body. Sensing the destructive power of this white bone, Yi Chenfeng did not hesitate to ignite his godly demon bloodline and transform into the most terrifying godly demon body. He used his body, which was comparable to a Dao treasure, to block this sure kill attack from the King of Massacre. TSK. The extremely sharp white bone pierced Yi Chenfeng's chest and tore apart the martial arts suit that was made of special materials. It sliced open Yi Chenfeng's skin, but was unable to penetrate it all. What kind of body is this? The King of Massacre opened his eyes wide in disbelief. He could not believe that Yi Chenfeng had used his body to block this white bone, which was comparable to a Dao artifact that he had obtained in the ancient land of the North Sea by risking his life. Just as the King of Massacre was in shock, Yi Chenfeng punched out. The fist, which was filled with 25 million gene of force, had an unparalleled explosive power as it blasted towards the King of Massacre's chest. This punch shattered the heaven artifact battle suit that the King of Massacre was wearing, cracked his sternum, and sent him flying. Sword puppet, vermilion bird cauldron, suppressed the ancient instant mirror. After severely injuring the King of Massacre with one punch, Yi Chenfeng immediately handed the Emperor's Sky sword to the sword puppet so that it and the vermilion bird cauldron could suppress the ancient instant mirror and limit its attack. He then stepped out with his sword and approached the King of Massacre, who was spitting out mouthfuls of blood. Roar! 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 Just as the King of Massacre, who had turned pale with fright, was trying his best to dodge, a series of earth-shaking beast roars rang out from Yi Chenfeng's body. The Chaos Divine Beast continuously released powerful roars, bombarding the King of Massacre. The terrifying sound waves caused his soul spirit to tremble, and his reaction became slightly slower. Taking advantage of this fleeting opportunity, Yi Chenfeng continued to blast out powerful fist radiance that was filled with Dao patterns, destroying the King of Massacre's body. The King of Massacre's body was badly mutilated, and he almost lost his ability to fight as he fell heavily into a pool of blood. King of Massacre, The outcome is clear. You have lost. Yi Chunfeng looked down at the heavily injured king of Massacre, who was struggling with all his might. He exuded a domineering aura. Yi Chunfeng, kill me if you have the guts. The king of Massacre was unable to accept the fact that he had lost to Yi Chunfeng. His heart was filled with pride. He would rather die in battle than be humiliated. King of Massacre, I won't kill you. I want you to submit to me, Yi Chunfeng said domineeringly. Yi Chunfeng, you can give up. I will not submit to anyone, the king of Massacre said, not fearing death. It's not up to you. As he spoke, Yi Chunfeng condensed 3 sky demon devil ropes and bound the king of Massacre's body. Then he summoned a soul devourer's brain and shot it at the defenseless king of Massacre. Oh no, what is this thing? After being attacked by the soul devourer's brain, the king of Massacre felt as if his head was being pierced by needles. He let out a terrified roar. However, he was too heavily injured and was unable to resist the soul devourer's brain's invasion. In just 10 breaths of time, the king of Massacre's brain was controlled by the soul devourer's brain. He completely lost himself and submitted to Yi Chunfeng. Blood River, I know that you are unwilling to submit to anyone. However, if you follow me, I will give you a broader stage. If I ascend to the heaven region one day, I will return you your freedom. Yi Chunfeng looked at the king of Massacre who was being controlled by the soul devourer's brain and called out his real name, making a promise in front of everyone. Thank you, master. Hearing Yi Chunfeng's promise, the remaining trace of unwillingness in the king of Massacre's heart disappeared. He slowly stood up and said respectfully, Blood River, let's return to the 9-dragon jade wall. With that, Yi Chunfeng brought the king of Massacre back to the severely damaged 9-dragon jade wall. Many people had witnessed the peak battle between Yi Chunfeng and the king of Massacre. The news of the king of Massacre submitting to Yi Chunfeng was like a hurricane. It spread throughout the entire Massacre city and caused a huge uproar. Third uncle, did I hear wrongly? Not only did Chunfeng defeat the king of Massacre, but he also subdued him and became the new master of Massacre City. Fu Yue, who had been worried about Yi Chunfeng's safety and had been asking around for news, was completely stunned when she heard that Yi Chunfeng had subdued the king of Massacre. She did not dare to believe her own ears. I think it's true. Fu Qingshan took a deep breath and suppressed the shock in his heart. Really? Fu Yue widened her beautiful eyes and said, How did Chunfeng do it? Yu, this Yi Chunfeng is definitely a peerless genius. I really don't dare to imagine how much he will grow if he is given another 10 years. I'm afraid this piece of sky won't be able to contain him. Fu Qingshan said with praise. All right, Yu, Chunfeng is no longer in danger. You and Sect Master Shui continue to train in the Massacre Pagoda. I'm preparing to go into seclusion for a few days to consolidate my cultivation. When Chunfeng comes, wake me up. I have something to give him. Fu Qingshan said. Senior, we're back. After bringing the king of Massacre back to the 9-dragon jade wall, Yi Chunfeng said respectfully to the group of dragon shadows floating in the 9-dragon jade wall. Junior, you've given me another surprise. If I'm not mistaken, your final form should be the body of Fiend God, right? Although the mysterious soul was just a strand of remnant soul, it had part of the inheritance memory. It recognized Yi Chunfeng's divine devil body and asked, I was lucky enough to obtain a drop of precious divine devil blood. With the help of the divine devil blood, I can transform into the divine devil body for a short time. After the mysterious soul revealed his secret, Yi Chunfeng didn't hide it anymore and nodded. The divine devil body can be said to be the most terrifying race in the universe. Their divine devil blood is more precious than my dragon bloodline. Even I'm a little envious of your great opportunity. The mysterious soul said, Master, is the biggest secret hidden in the 9-dragon jade wall. The king of Massacre's eyes widened as he looked at the mysterious dragon shadow and transmitted his voice in shock. The Massacre Pagoda, the 9-dragon jade wall, and the ancient land of the North Sea were all left behind by this senior. The purpose was to suppress a white tiger evil soul from the heaven region. Yi Chunfeng nodded and transmitted his voice. Everything here really came from the heaven region's inheritance. The King of Massacre sucked in a breath of cold air. Just as Yi Chenfeng and the King of Massacre were transmitting their voices, the mysterious dragon shadow shifted its gaze to the King of Massacre and said in a deep voice, "Junior, tell me honestly, did you obtain part of the White Tiger's inheritance and refine its corpse?" "Yes, I entered the ancient land of the North Sea a few years ago and was lucky enough to obtain the instant ancient mirror and several pieces of the White Tiger's corpse. With the help of the White Tiger's powerful life force, I was able to break through to the level 3 combat Beast Emperor realm in a short time." After learning the identity of the mysterious soul, the King of Massacre respectfully said, "You were able to obtain the White Tiger's inheritance in the ancient land of the North Sea. This means that you also have a great opportunity. With your strength, we have a greater chance of eliminating the White Tiger evil soul." All right, the 9 Dragon Jade walls still need some time to fuse with the Saint Weapon Spirit. During this period of time, you can deal with external matters. When the time is right, I will inform you to head to the ancient land of the North Sea and fight to the death with that evil soul. The mysterious soul said, "Blood River, although your strength is not bad, your foundation is too weak. I will give you these 2 great devil techniques. With these 2 great devil techniques, your attack power will increase by a large realm." After leaving the 9 Dragon Jade Wall, Yi Chenfeng lent the demonic dance of the 8 Desolations and the demonic dance of the sky to the King of Massacre. These are high Dao skills and extreme Dao skills. When the King of Massacre released his soul power into the 2 great scrolls, he was stunned by the grade of the 2 devil techniques. 30/30709 mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 758. Kill, kill, kill. The change in Slaughter City didn't affect the enthusiasm in the arena. Martial artists from all over the world were still fighting and tempering themselves here. #Yen. Little beauty, don't struggle needlessly. Just admit defeat. In the arena on the 2nd floor of the Tower of Slaughter, a man wearing a black martial arts suit with a sharp face and flat eyes licked his scarlet lips as he looked at Bai Xia, whose sleeves were torn, revealing her white and delicate arm that was like a lotus root, and said lecherously, "Don't even think about it." Bai Xia took a deep breath and spat 2 mouthfuls of blood essence into the heavenly fire sword at all costs. She activated the power of the heavenly fire sword, interweaving a large number of sword shadows, and slashed at the man in black with all her strength. She wanted to use the power of the heavenly fire sword to defeat the man in black and complete her first 10-win streak. However, the difference in strength between Bai Xia and the man in black was too big. Even if she kept activating the power of the heavenly fire sword, she couldn't defeat the man in black. On the other hand, the man in black was deliberately teasing her. The long sword in his hand was like a spirit snake, constantly tearing her white martial arts suit. If it wasn't for the fact that she was wearing the heaven tier inner armor that Yi Chenfeng had given her, she would have long been exposed. Damn it, this person is too hateful. He is deliberately humiliating Bai Xia and embarrassing her. Ji Qingxue, who was like a sister to Bai Xia, glared at the man in black and said angrily, "This person really deserves to be killed." Shui Piaoling's eyes flashed with cold light and said with a murderous intent, "Why, still not admitting defeat? If you still don't admit defeat, don't blame me for breaking your inner armor and showing your attractive body to everyone." The defensive power of Bai Xia's inner armor was beyond the man in black's imagination. In order to defeat her, the man in black kept provoking Bai Xia with words and disturb her mind. However, after the life and death experience in Slaughter City, Bai Xia's heart was much more determined. She gritted her teeth and kept using powerful soul skills to counterattack fiercely. However, as time passed, Bai Xia, who had consumed a lot of soul power, gradually lost her strength. Her attacks were suppressed by the man in black, who was far stronger than her. and she was in danger. Since you won't admit defeat, then you can die. The black-clothed man, who had also consumed a lot of energy, lost his patience. His entire body merged with the long sword in his hand, and he slashed at the pale-faced Baishia, who was biting her red lips. He wanted to send her flying with a single slash to end this tug-of-war. Not good. Xia is in danger. Seeing that Baishia was in danger, Xue Piaoling immediately became nervous. A powerful aura was released from his body, and he was about to rescue her. Suddenly, a blurry figure appeared, and it was like a divine sword that easily tore apart the restrictions in the surroundings of the combat arena, causing it to be delicate and lovely, causing others to feel pity for it. Pa! A crisp slap rang out. The unstoppable black-clothed man was sent flying several hundred meters away by a fierce slap. He heavily slammed into a barrier in the distance and fell out of the arena. Chengfeng, sensing Yi Chunfeng's familiar aura, Baishia, who was about to struggle, calmed down and snuggled in his arms in silence. Her pale face revealed a look of pleasant surprise. When Xue Piaoling and the others saw Yi Chunfeng appear at the critical moment, they also breathed a sigh of relief. Let's go, Xia. I will avenge you. Seeing that Baishia's clothes were severely damaged and her heaven-tier inner armor was covered with sword marks, Yi Chunfeng's eyes instantly turned cold. He looked at the black-clothed man whose left cheek had collapsed and blood was flowing out from the corner of his mouth. Damn it! How dare you break the rules of the combat arena? Do you believe that my Luo family will not let you live to see tomorrow's sun? The dizzy black-clothed man glared at Yi Chunfeng and roared loudly. As soon as the black-clothed man's words fell, Yi Chunfeng struck out with his palm. A huge palm intertwined with Dao intent descended from the sky like a towering mountain, directly crushing the black-clothed man into minced meat. How dare you kill my Luo family's disciple? Witnessing the scene of Yi Chunfeng killing the black-clothed man with a single palm strike, several powerful auras locked onto Yi Chunfeng, including 3 peerless kings. From today onwards, the Luo family will no longer exist in Slaughter City. Yi Chunfeng knew that the Luo family was the same as the Wu family, a local family of Slaughter City. They were notorious and committed all kinds of crimes. Now that he controlled the king of Slaughter and became the new city lord of Slaughter City, he naturally had to eradicate these malignant tumors and rebuild Slaughter City. How arrogant of you to say that my Luo family will no longer exist in Slaughter City. Who do you think you are? An old woman with a head of silver hair, wearing a long robe with phoenix patterns and holding a snake-headed walking stick, exuding a dense evil aura and a level 3 defiant beast king, stared coldly at Yi Chunfeng. Because I am Yi Chunfeng. Yi Chunfeng looked at her coldly and said domineeringly, Yi Chunfeng, you are Yi Chunfeng. The silver-haired old woman widened her eyes, revealing a look of fear, and the muscles at the corner of her eyes twitched violently. The news of Yi Chunfeng defeating the King of Slaughter had spread throughout Slaughter City, and it was only a matter of time before he took control of Slaughter City. With his strength, it was indeed a piece of cake for him to destroy the Luo family. The noisy and chaotic martial arena instantly quietened down. Many pairs of respectful gazes were directed at Yi Chunfeng, wanting to see his elegant demeanor. Yi, City Lord Yi, we have offended you just now. Please be magnanimous and don't lower yourself to our level. Under the eaves, one had no choice but to lower their heads. Facing Yi Chunfeng, who controlled their life and death, the silver-haired old woman had no choice but to beg for mercy. Blood River, I do not wish to see anyone from the Wu family in Slaughter City from today onwards. Yi Chunfeng was unmoved by the silver-haired old woman's pleas. He took out his communication bead and sent a message to the King of Slaughter in front of everyone, giving an order that could not be resisted. After speaking, Yi Chunfeng ignored the terrified pleas of the Wu family's experts. He hugged the blissful Baishia and jumped out of the arena, leaving with Xue Piaoling and the others. In a quiet courtyard in Slaughter City with a small bridge and flowing water, Yi Chunfeng had just brought the 4 girls to the King of Slaughter's courtyard to rest when Fu Qingshan and Fu Yuwei appeared. Third Uncle Fu, you are here too. Yi Feng stood up and said, Ching Feng, you are getting more and more shocking. I didn't expect that an expert like the King of Slaughter would fall in your hands. Fu Qingshan smiled faintly as he took out a nail-sized bead that was emitting starlight from his universe ring and handed it to Yi Feng. Third Uncle Fu, this is... Looking at the starlight bead that Fu Qingshan handed over, Yi Feng immediately felt that this bead was extraordinary. There was a powerful restriction sealed inside. So he asked, This bead is a memory stone. I obtained it by chance in the City of Slaughter's auction. At that time, it was sealed within a simple stone without any light. It was because of this memory stone that I came into conflict with the King of Slaughter and the others and almost died. Fu Qingshan explained simply. Memory stone, then it records. Yi Feng's eyes lit up as he asked. It records a place of opportunity in Xingluo continent, the location and route of the Xingluo Imperial Mausoleum. The Star Emperor was known as the strongest person in Xingluo continent, reaching the Nirvana realm. This Xingluo Imperial Mausoleum is his tomb, and it contains his inheritance. If you go to Xingluo continent in the future, you can follow the location recorded in this memory stone and explore the Xingluo Imperial Mausoleum. With your strength and talent, you might have a chance to inherit the Star Emperor's inheritance. Fu Qingshan said, the tomb of the Nirvana realm expert, the Star Emperor. Yi Feng immediately felt the value of this memory stone and said, After a while, I will be going to Xingluo continent. I wonder if Third Uncle Fu is interested in going to Xingluo continent with me. Haha, as long as you don't mind my low cultivation level and weak strength, I will go with you to Xingluo continent to explore. Fu Qingshan laughed loudly. He was also very interested in the mysterious Xingluo continent. Come, everyone sit down. I will help everyone increase their cultivation level. Yi Feng revealed a faint smile as he accepted this extremely precious memory stone. Then, he took out a pseudo-Dao core with extremely strong medicinal properties and a relatively mild medicinal properties. Then, he poured it into a bowl of spirit water and started to raise everyone's cultivation. 30/30709 mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 759. Time passed quickly. 17 days later, the nine-dragon jade annulus finally merged with the divine implement spirit, causing a huge change in the world. Endless black clouds filled the sky like an army of thousands of men and horses. They covered the scorching sun and shook the sky like roaring waves. It was as if the end of the world had arrived. It was terrifying. Then, the extremely destructive apocalyptic thunder, which was strong enough to kill an emperor, broke through the roaring black clouds and pierced through the massacre tower. It bombarded the nine-dragon jade annulus. After merging with the divine implement spirit, the nine-dragon jade annulus of the dragon clan underwent a qualitative leap and transformed into an extremely terrifying divine implement. The ceaselessly descending world annihilation thunder couldn't harm it in the slightest. Under the concentrated attacks of the world annihilation thunder, the fusion between the nine-dragon jade annulus and the saint artifact spirit became even more complete, continuing to transform. The nine-dragon jade annulus had been baptized by the apocalyptic thunder for more than an hour and perfectly merged with the divine implement spirit. It had finally reached the level of a supreme divine implement. A supreme divine implement was an incredible treasure in the Qingyun realm. In the lower realm, the Duhun continent, it was the only one and the best. However, with Yi Feng's current strength, he could at most use 1/10,000th of the nine-dragon jade annulus power. Otherwise, with the help of the nine-dragon jade annulus, he could sweep through the three divine kingdoms. Roar, roar, roar. 9 deafening dragon roars rang out from the nine-dragon jade annulus, tearing apart the apocalyptic thunder that descended from the sky. In the next moment, a ferocious dragon bearing its fangs and brandishing its claws flew out of the nine dragons' jade wall and into the violently tumbling black clouds. It directly blasted a huge hole in the black clouds that covered an area of more than 10 miles. Dragon, why is there a dragon in the sky above Massacre City? Seeing the ferocious dragon fly into the black clouds, the experts who had witnessed all this were stunned. They could not believe what they were seeing. The nine-dragon jade annulus has finally merged with the divine implement spirit. Yi Qinfeng, who had been guarding Shui Piaoling, Ji Qingxue, and the other female Dharma protectors, sensed the message from the nine dragons jade annulus and revealed a faint smile. When the tribulation of the nine dragons jade annulus disappeared, he disappeared from the secluded courtyard and arrived at the severely damaged nine dragons jade annulus. Junior, your luck is really good. The nine-dragon jade annulus has merged with the saint item spirit that you brought and reached the level of a supreme saint treasure. You should know that supreme saint treasures are all incredible treasures in the heaven region. They are enough to make Tao saint experts fight over them. The mysterious soul floated out of the nine-dragon jade annulus and said weakly, "Thank you, Senior." Yi Qinfeng said gratefully. He knew that without the help of the mysterious soul, the nine-dragon jade annulus and the Saint Tool spirit would not have merged so perfectly. You don't need to thank me. Helping you is also helping myself. With the current power of the nine-dragon jade annulus, it should be able to destroy that evil soul. At that time, my mission will be completed, said the mysterious soul. Senior, when are we going to the ancient North Sea? Yi Qinfeng asked as he put the nine-dragon jade annulus back into his body. Now is not the time to enter the ancient North Sea. During this period of time, after you settle the matters at hand, you can cultivate in the nine-dragon jade annulus. The remaining dragon chi here can increase the speed of you refining the nine-dragon jade annulus. When the power of the ancient North Sea stabilizes, we will enter, said the mysterious soul. Okay. Yi Qinfeng nodded and asked the sword puppet to protect Shui Piaoling and the other girls. He also ordered the Massacre King to reorganize the Massacre City and began to absorb the dragon chi from the nine-dragon jade annulus to cultivate. As Yi Qinfeng was not from the dragon tribe, the mysterious soul did not pass on any inheritance to him. However, as Yi Qinfeng continued to absorb the remaining dragon chi from the nine-dragon jade annulus, his speed of refining the nine-dragon jade annulus became faster and faster. His strength also slowly increased. One day, just as Yi Qinfeng was completely immersed in the process of refining the nine-dragon jade annulus, black clouds appeared in the sky above the Massacre City. A terrifying power was generated from the black clouds. Boom, boom, boom. Huge thunderclaps continued to explode. Every time there was a boom, the sky would tremble. The sudden phenomenon in the sky alarmed the martial artists in the Massacre City. Feeling the destructive power from the black clouds, the martial artists in the Massacre City were terrified. Their soul spirits were filled with despair. Thunder calamity. Why would a thunder calamity suddenly appear in the sky above the Massacre City? Yi Qinfeng, who was fully focused on refining the nine-dragon jade annulus, was awakened by the dense thunderclaps. He could feel a mysterious power locking onto him. His brows knitted tightly together. Spiritual fish. It should be the spiritual fish. Yi Qinfeng raised his eyebrows. He wondered who had attracted the thunder calamity. Without hesitation, he left the nine-dragon jade annulus and flew out of the Massacre City. He came to an isolated island dozens of nautical miles away and summoned the spiritual fish, whose aura had skyrocketed. Spiritual fish, don't worry about the thunder calamity. We will protect you. Yi Qinfeng looked at the spiritual fish, whose aura had skyrocketed. He summoned the golden clear dragon blood lion, a chaos divine beast, to protect the surroundings. Boom! The moment the spiritual fish appeared on the isolated island, a silver light shone on the ground. A silver thunder calamity, which was as thick as a bucket and filled with destructive power, broke through the rolling clouds and struck down violently. Feeling the terror of the silver thunder calamity, Yi Chunfeng's expression changed slightly. He felt that the thunder calamity of the spiritual fish was more powerful than the thunder calamity he had attracted when he was breaking through to level 6. Roar! Seeing the terrifying thunder calamity strike the spiritual fish, an inhuman roar sounded from the spiritual fish's mouth. She clenched her fist and punched out fiercely. The terrifying fist shattered the silver thunder calamity directly. Many reverse beast kings who had boldly flown over were dumbfounded and in awe. Boom, boom, boom. The thunder calamity seemed to have been provoked. It kept rolling in the thick clouds, and the huge silver thunder calamity poured down. At that moment, the dazzling silver light made the surrounding people's eyes stinging, and they couldn't open their eyes. Feeling the rising power of the silver thunder calamity, the spiritual fish's round little face was still fearless. She unleashed the bloodline of the golden-eyed divine ape to the extreme. Her entire body was like a huge meteorite with a terrifying impact force, and she crashed into the falling silver thunder calamity. Seeing the spiritual fish challenging the thunder calamity with her most powerful stance, the onlookers gasped. Many of them even exclaimed. The spiritual fish and the silver thunder calamity collided. Immediately, the spiritual fish's bloodline power exploded, and she threw out punch after punch. For a moment, the whole world trembled. Under the dazed eyes of the onlookers, the thunder calamity continued to collapse, and the whole sky seemed to be torn apart. The spiritual fish rushed into the air and fought fiercely with the silver lightning for half an incense stick's worth of time. Finally, the lightning tribulation was shattered. However, she was also ruthlessly smashed into the ground by the immense power of the lightning tribulation, creating a large crater. The two thunder calamities were shattered by the spiritual fish, and the thick clouds of thunder calamity began to swirl rapidly. A power that even Yi Chunfeng felt terrified formed in the center of the clouds. Boom! When the silver lightning tribulation, which had gathered all the power of the tribulation cloud, descended, the entire sky was torn apart. The terrifying lightning tribulation was like an enraged dragon, bombarding the spirit fish whose eyes were shining with golden light as blood flowed out from its forehead. Facing the most powerful attack of the thunder calamity, the spiritual fish's bloodline was ignited. She resisted the last thunder calamity with a super strong stance. However, the last thunder calamity was too terrifying. The isolated island that the spiritual fish was on could not withstand the power of the thunder calamity, and it began to sink. Huge waves that were hundreds of meters high rose around the isolated island. Just as the destructive thunder calamity bombarded the spiritual fish for half an hour, another terrifying bloodline shadow appeared in the spiritual fish's body. Although this bloodline shadow was very blurry, and one could not tell whether it was real or fake, with a wave of his hand, the terrifying thunder calamity was shattered. 30/30709 mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 760. Bloodline Shadow. Yi Chunfeng's eyes widened in shock as he watched the second bloodline shadow emerge from the spiritual fish and shatter the thunder tribulation with a wave of its hand. #Yin. Dun. Can you identify the origin of the second bloodline in the spiritual fish? Yi Chunfeng asked as he looked at the dumbfounded divine beast of chaos. Oh my god, this great ant is so fierce. Although I can't identify the origin of the second bloodline in her body, this bloodline probably surpasses Boss's god-devil bloodline. The divine beast of chaos gulped and said in horror, Boss, if I were you, I would do one thing right now. What is it? Yi Chunfeng asked. Flirt with her, flirt with her, flirt with her. Boss, if you have a child with her, there's a great chance that the child will have a super bloodline, the chaos divine beast said, blinking its little round eyes. Yi Chunfeng, Dun. She's still a child. What nonsense are you talking about? Yi Chenfeng said with a frown. I'm still a child. What's the big deal? The chaos divine beast said nonchalantly. Yi Chenfeng, the terrifying thunder tribulation had been gone for more than 6 hours. The spiritual fish had been sitting cross-legged on the sunken island with its eyes closed. It was absorbing the heaven and earth spiritual energy around it and awakening its powerful inherited memories. Her aura continued to rise in this state. Vigorous soul force flowed out of her body like a tide, causing ripples to appear in the space around her. I wonder how much the spiritual fish's strength has increased after breaking through to become a rank 1 beast emperor. Looking at the spiritual fish who was consolidating her cultivation base, Yi Chenfeng revealed a faint smile. He sincerely felt that she was an expert. The surrounding onlookers didn't dare to make a sound for fear of disturbing her and infuriating her. Ayo, ayo! At this moment, the chaos divine beast shouted at the top of his voice, "Get out of here if you don't want to die. Grandpa Chaos will bite anyone who dares to stay here." The roar of the chaos divine beast was too terrifying. The spectating reverse beast kings trembled in fear and didn't dare to stay any longer. They all ran away. Without the onlookers, Yi Chenfeng immediately set up runes after runes to seal up the entire space. He patiently waited for the spiritual fish to wake up from its cultivation. About 3 days later, the spirit fish, who was sitting cross-legged like an old monk in meditation, suddenly burst out with an astonishing bloodline power. Like a volcanic eruption, it bombarded the formation runes that were restricting the void, causing the formation runes to distort and fluctuate. Brother Qingfeng, thank you for protecting me. The spirit fish opened its eyes and looked at the spirit fish floating in the air. It revealed 2 cute dimples and said happily, after breaking through to the level 1 Defiant Beast King realm, the spirit fish had grown a lot taller. Her temperament had become even more transcendent, and her appearance had also become more charming. Her beautiful big eyes revealed a charming look. Spirit fish, has the second bloodline in your body awakened? Yi Chenfeng asked curiously. He wanted to know the origin of the second mysterious bloodline in her body. No, I don't feel the second bloodline in my body. The spirit fish blinked her big eyes and said doubtfully. When the spirit fish was undergoing the tribulation, she entered a mysterious battle state and didn't feel the terrifying bloodline shadow that shattered the lightning tribulation. All right, spirit fish, how much has your strength increased after breaking through to the level 1 combat beast emperor realm? Seeing the puzzled look on the spirit fish's face, Yi Chenfeng didn't ask any more questions. However, he wanted to know how much her strength had increased after breaking through. Brother Qingfeng, do you want to have a competition? The spirit fish's eyes curved into cute crescents as it looked at Yi Chenfeng with interest. It was eager to give a try. Sure. Yi Chenfeng agreed without hesitation. Brother Qingfeng, you have to be careful. I'm very strong now. The spirit fish reminded him with a smile. She ignited the bloodline of the golden-eyed divine ape. A divine ape the size of a small mountain appeared on her delicate body. It stared at the dazzling golden light, pounded its chest with both hands, and roared loudly. Roar, roar, roar. As the divine ape roared, a dragon's roar sounded from Yi Chenfeng's body. The double-headed blood dragon king, which was emitting red light, appeared on his body and roared loudly at the divine ape's shadow. Brother Qingfeng, be careful. I'm going to attack. The spiritual fish's beautiful big eyes flashed with a strong desire to battle. With a frightening aura, it stomped on the ground and launched a fierce attack at Yi Chenfeng. Divine Demon Bloodline, ignite. The spirit fish, who had awakened part of her soul memory and broken through to the level 1 combat Beast Emperor realm, was too terrifying. Yi Chenfeng didn't dare to be careless. He decisively ignited his divine demon bloodline and transformed into his divine demon body to face the attack with all his strength. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as the two of them exchanged blows, it immediately caused a shocking change in the world. Their fists collided continuously, forming a destructive force. For a moment, the sea roared, the void distorted, and flames appeared in the space. So strong, The spirit fish has broken through to the level 1 combat beast emperor realm. Her physical strength should have reached 45 million gene. I'm afraid that she can fight against a level 4 combat beast emperor expert. Yi Chenfeng and the spirit fish fought fiercely for half an incense's time. He was disappointed by her sudden increase in strength. If it wasn't for his divine demon body, he might have been defeated. Brother Qingfeng, I'm going to use my inherited ability. God's shocking fist. The spirit fish reminded him. She poured all the strength in her body into her right fist. When she punched out, a destructive energy surged and bombarded Yi Chenfeng as if it was the end of the world. Merciless heavenly Tao, feeling the destructive force of the god's shocking fist, Yi Chenfeng didn't dare to be careless. With the help of the 7 heaven Tao patterns, he formed the heaven Tao power to counter the attack. The destructive force of the 2 attacks was too horrifying. When they collided, the void immediately shattered. The island that they were on was also shattered. Sword steps. As the destructive force surged towards him, Yi Chenfeng immediately rushed in with the sword steps. 60 sharp, sword-based Tao patterns constantly tore apart the destructive force. Like a flash of light, he closed in on the spirit fish. Spirit fish, be careful, Yi Chenfeng reminded her. Using his hand as a sword, he slashed down diagonally. Numerous Tao, intense, gathered to form an austere sword and slashed towards the spirit fish. Facing the light sword that was filled with Tao intense, the spirit fish didn't dodge. Instead, she continued to use her inherited ability to counter the attack. She broke the light sword and closed in on Yi Chenfeng. 7 Swords of Judgment. Emperor Heavenly Sword Technique. The spirit fish stepped on the 8 divine ape shadows and attacked. Yi Chenfeng used the power of Tao Intense and continuously used Tao Intense to attack ferociously. Streaks of shocking swords intertwined with the power of Tao Intense and riddled the void with holes. They constantly clashed with the inherited ability that the spirit fish blasted out. The 2 of them used the most direct and ferocious method. They fought with speed and strength. They fought from the sky to the sea, and from the sea to the sky. Due to the huge commotion caused by the 2 of them fighting, even Massacre City, which was dozens of nautical miles away, could hear it clearly. From afar, they could see that the void was constantly being distorted and torn apart. No one dared to go near to watch the battle. However, this shocking scene was deeply imprinted in their memories and couldn't be erased. When the scorching sun gradually fell from the azure blue sky to the distant sea, the 2 of them fought to their heart's content for several hours before stopping. Finally, under Yi Chenfeng's suggestion, this fierce battle ended in a draw. 30/30709 mobile reading website. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.